Ladies and gentlemen, Rockingham, The Rock is the site for round 2 of the season of 2026 for XCAL Street Stocks, live here tonight on MotorMouth Broadcasting. And just as I said last week when we was at Charlotte, you thought that was interesting last week? Y'all ain't seen shit yet. Getting ready for a good one here tonight. We'll see how it all turns out. Good evening, folks. I'm the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves, my good buddy Hamish Monroe, right beside of me, co-commentating, producing, getting ready for a wild one. Honestly, Hamish, if honestly the first race that we saw at Charlotte, how it all went down, if that is what we are in store for the rest of the season, there's no telling what's going to happen here at The Rock, because this place right here is legendary. It's a short track. There's all kinds of stuff that can happen here. There's no telling what's going to happen.
Oh, there's not. There is no telling what's going to happen tonight, Jake. And, I mean, this is the first time I get to call a race at Rockingham, so I'm very, very excited. Colloquially known as The Rock, within XCAL known as The Ham. And they do things a little bit differently here, and I think we're going to be in for a different sort of a race tonight, of course. We had a very long green period last time out at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and now when we come into Rockingham, it's going to be interesting, very interesting. I'm excited because it's a race, it's a track that I've not been to yet, so I'm unsure how the race style is going to be for them. Are they going to get long green periods? Is there a high chance of pace cars? It's an unknown for me, so it's an exciting time to see a race here and to be able to call a race here alongside you and see how these drivers react to it and how they've prepared themselves for Rockingham this week.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the interesting part. And also, one thing you left out of what happened last week, beef. We had beef, obviously, in Charlotte with a couple of incidents where a couple of them got knocked around 9 ways to Sunday. And certainly, obviously, Joe Campbell, one of those that had a seriously disaster week. Talk more about that here in just a little bit. But there you see Rockingham, obviously, right here in Rockingham, North Carolina. This track, they don't race here no more. Hamish, they used to race here way back in the day. They revived it recently and brought it back for the Truck Series, or the NASCAR Truck Series, and obviously the Xfinity Series as well. So it's not around anymore, which is unfortunate. I mean, the track's there, they just don't run on it no more. The thing got sold, whatever the hell happened to it, I don't know. But I mean, 1 mile racetrack, being that it is in Rockingham, North Carolina, beautiful facility, might I add. Very, very much beautiful facility. The last time they raced here, like the NASCAR Cup Series, the last time they raced here, take a guess when it was. Would you take a guess, Hamish, when that was?
I don't know. Maybe 2006. I don't know.
Damn, you was close. Very, very close. Try 2004, sir.
Ooh.
2004 was the last time that they raced, or the NASCAR Cup Series raced here. Obviously, the Xfinity Series, the trucks ran here, all that good stuff. So, and I mean, beautiful place. Like, really, it is a very, very beautiful facility. Only the reason I say that it is a beautiful facility is what you see on iRacing, because other than that, I ain't never been there. I don't know what the hell it looks like in real life. I just know what it looks like on the sim. But there, we got a couple promos that we got out here. Obviously, our good buddy Aaron Hillebush wanted us to read off right here, and obviously one of them is that King Matthew the Bear, which obviously we still got to refer to him as that after some of the shit that he pulled last week. I wouldn't really go with that per se, but he started on the outside pole tonight. Last week was his 75th career top 5 finish. He is making his 143rd career start tonight, 53rd consecutive, and he's down there in the green room. So let's pull him up here. Let's see what he's got going on as we're getting ready to drop the green here tonight. Matthew Bear, I know we're supposed to reference you as the king, but per se, anyway. But Matt, starting out on the outside of the pole tonight, what's the plan?
Plans in just to get to a good rhythm early on, just ride around Make sure that the setup that I've built is what I think that it is and is going to be able to contend here at the end of the night. I'm hoping that the track's going to do what I'm expecting it to do. I've had a bunch of second place finishes and wins here over the past couple of seasons, so hopefully we can go out and rattle off another one here tonight.
Hamish, you got anything for Matthew Bear?
I do. I have to ask you, Matt. Last
Uh-oh.
week we saw the heinous assault, it must be said, on Joe Campbell from yourself. Do you have any defense for what you did, and are you scared there may be a target on you this week from Joe Campbell in retaliation against your heinous actions last week out at Charlotte Motor Speedway?
Yeah, that was pretty bad on my end. I was trying to line up for a bump draft and did not line up properly and did not lift in time, so take full responsibility on that. I mean, on the Joe regard, if he wants to do something, he can. I can't control him. I can only drive my car, and my goal is to go faster than him. So if he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it when I'm lapping him.
Well, 141 career
Damn.
starts, 11 wins, 74 top 5 finishes. This is your 18th pole here in XCAL. We'll see if that leads to a 12th win or a 75th top 5 or both. And we wish you best of luck in your 142nd career start. Is there anything before we let you go that you want to say? Any promo or anything that you want to get out there prior to us getting you ready for the race start?
Yeah, man, I just want to give a shout out to Brent for putting me in the car. I know I don't have a teammate out here this week because it just wasn't meant to be. So hopefully he'll be back in the car in the next couple weeks, and we'll get a couple top 5 finishes rolling off, and then try to battle each other for the win eventually. So yeah, that's about it. And just thanks to Aaron for everything he does in putting this on, and appreciate y'all showing up to broadcast the race.
No worries. Thanks so much, Matthew. Matt Bear there, the self-proclaimed king of XCAL. Hopefully he's not a prince here tonight, Jake. And hopefully he can prove to us that he is the king. I mean, as I said, 141 career starts, 11 wins, 74 top 5 finishes, 103 top 10 finishes. He's the all-time leader on top 10 finishes, by the way. 17 poles. And he's a team championship as a driver in 2021. And when he drove for Austin Edwards in 2023 as well. Edwards Championship drove for Jason Seams 2024. When Seams won the championship, drove for Jeff Edgar in 2025, the 2024 championship, team championship car owner as well. So he has a lot of pressure on him, but he's also got a lot of history behind him too. And, you know, maybe that's some of the royalty that goes with his name in terms of being the King Matthew Bear, or King Matthew the Bear, as he likes to proclaim himself. Qualifying's obviously already been done and dusted. They've done that previously, so we're getting straight into racing action. The drivers have already left us tonight as we get prepared for our starting grid here, Jake. And, well, on that front row, it is Matt Bear and Octavio Rondeletto, the showman.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there you see him, and obviously Stephen Rex, who won it last week on T-Rex, with Jack McGee right there, right behind them. You got Jared Mogard, and right behind them, you got Richie Joplin, and then right behind them, there is Joe Campbell, Silent Joe, with J-Dog right behind them. Then obviously you got Al Hewins, and right behind him as well, there's David Malee. Remember him as well, Jose. Well, you probably got the name better on that one. Ryan Seams back there working through the lineup there. You see all your drivers. One thing I will say, Hamish, that you failed to mention with Matthew Bear, where he would finish, you know, would he be able to get the win or where he would finish? The one thing you didn't say was, is he going to end up on the damn tow hook because of Joe Campbell? That was the other one that we needed to be thinking about, because Campbell not too far back from Matthew Bear. Will he take a shot at him here tonight at Rockingham, getting ready for the start? Obviously for round number 2, Pace Truck is in, and here we go, folks. XCAL Webshop Street Stock Series round number 2 at Rockingham. We're underway. Octavio, the showman, Rondo, down to the inside, Bear up top. Behind him, you got Rex, you got McKee, and you got Mogard. That's the top 5 off turn 2.
As they come down the back stretch, we'll see what sort of pressure is upon them and how much the scramble will get to them as well. Obviously, there's a bit of pressure on Matt Bear. He's already dropped out of the race lead. Octavio Rondeletto, the showman, has already gone past him. Stephen Rex as well has managed to push on through to, of course, last week's race winner former 2023 Dash Series champion. First ever XCAL Racing Webshop victory was at Thompson in 2024. In his 80th career start, it took him 80 starts to get a win, and he's already had another one, which was last time out at Charlotte. But battling with Octavio tonight. These two guys, we know they've got a good amount of pace about them, but there's a bit of a rumble between them too. I'm not going to claim there's any beef between them because we haven't seen any beef. We know that there may be some beef for those who may have caused a wreck last week right on the start-finish line, but I'll tell you what, who took advantage of that? J-Dog Seems, who got himself up on the podium out at Charlotte Motor Speedway at the last lap, last possible moment wreck that we had, which saw him sneak his way up to the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, old J-Dog tried to slide up here and make a little presence felt. That number 88, that green one, that green car right there on the bottom side, try to make something happen. Matthew Bear is sliding back in a hurry. Started out on the outside of the front row with Octavio Rondoletto starting on the pole. He has fell back big time. He is all the way down to the 7th spot. Maybe, just maybe, Bear sliding back, maybe saving tires, maybe trying something a little bit different, maybe to kind of have that strategy to work out. But I'll say this right off the bat, whatever it is, King Matthew Bear starting to slide back. Rex, T-Rex, Steven Rex, it leads this damn thing. And, I mean, basically picking up right where he left off from last week at Charlotte.
I mean, exactly right. I mean, he's picked up exactly where he was. He's got great pace, a lot of confidence in this car as well after last week's results. He's going to be a man to watch tonight for sure. He is going to be one to watch all across this race. I'm excited to see what J-Dog can do tonight as well. He had a fairly decent run last time out when we were out at Charlotte Motor Speedway, of course. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure for these guys to maximise tonight at Rockingham and keeping the tyres under them as well. I think that's going to be the key here tonight. We can see it looks to be real bumpy. It's an awkward shaped oval as well. It almost looks like a stepped on kidney bean. But yeah, I think keeping the tyres under them, that's going to be the key tonight, especially with such long green runs possible in this series as we saw last week at Charlotte. As we come down the straight, we can see as well that Octavio Rondoletto is sitting just nicely in behind Steven Rex. Big beef with King Matthew the Bear, of course. He's most wins in a season ever, 12 previously, 2024, and again last year in 2025. He was DQ'd at the Legends Oval last season for brake checking King Matthew the Bear, so there's a bit of beef between them. Both of them, could even call them rivals at this point as well, but with both of them starting on the front row tonight and Matthew not succeeding in holding his position at the top end, it's a one up there for Octavio Rondoletto, the crowd favourite, watching along with us as well. But back-to-back poles to start out 2026. It was outside of the front row for Matthew this evening, but Octavio did have the faster lap time out there, so he was technically the pole position. He's being just put on as a suppressor here by Jared Mogard at this stage, who just sneaks forward into P2 as well. He's another one that Joe Campbell may have a bit of a target on because of what happened last week, but we have to watch out if that is going to happen, of course. But time will tell. Will it come tonight? Will it come at some other point? Will it never come at all? Will Joe Campbell get his revenge or not? Well, he's starting at the back tonight, and I don't know if he's going to be able to make the most of it and really solidify that target, or if he's just going to let it go and let time do its thing and maybe get it up on them himself, as we've hit lap 10 of 240, and we will push on once again towards lap 11 as well. And if you're watching out there with us, we appreciate you being here with us once again over here on MotorMouth Broadcasting. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the bell icon too to be notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. You're getting a full week of content this week. Everything's up and running here in MotorMouth for 2026. You guys can catch all the action live right here on the channel. Tomorrow we've got some great GT action coming your way once again as we go racing at Long Beach Street Circuit. It will be here in the XCAL series in quite a few rounds as well. Of course, Friday, double header of NASCAR Truck Series action with Oakhouse Racing. And as well, we also have the Maximum Velocity Series coming your way too directly after. So there's a heap of action coming your way for the rest of the week right here. It's Friday for myself, Thursday for everyone else when those series are being run. You guys don't want to miss any of that action, of course. So great to have you all out there. And if you are watching, get into the chat. Get chatting with us as well. As Jake, that was one of the best things about last week was the chat engagement. It was great to have everyone chatting along with us and giving us some little tidbits of info and just being able to see a great race whilst putting on a show for the fans out there.
Yeah, I mean, and absolutely, and everybody out there in the live chat, let's not worry about being quote unquote censored. I mean, hell, if we're not going to be censored, so why should you? Tell us what you really think. Tell us what you really think. What is on your mind here tonight? Watching the XCAL Webshop Series, round number 2 here tonight at Rockingham, working their way around the 1 mile oval here in Rockingham, North Carolina. As I mentioned, get the old school feel all the way around this place. Rex holding on to the lead, but not by much. About 0.2 of a second over Jared Mogard. Remember Mogard from last week? He was the one that started the whole deal with Joe Campbell, and Joe Campbell has fell off big time. He has dropped 8 spots all the way down to the 15th position. Joe Campbell way back here, maybe trying to save a little something for later on in the race. As we're already 15 now, 16 down at 240 here tonight.
Well, we have to also mention too that one thing that we need to keep in the back of our memory banks, because they are right near each other on circuit with Rondoletto right behind him. 2024 end of season in the Webshop Series, Jared Mogard intentionally wrecked Octavio Rondoletto at Legends Oval. So, Rondoletto at this point may have gotten over it. He may have moved past it, but tempers can flare and things can reignite if we're not careful, as staggered 3 wide just then was J-Dog, Richie and Jack McKee in behind as well. So they're looking to get feisty and battle their way forward too here. Joe Campbell is at the back of this small train here with Seams and Albie Hewins. And then it's Jose Godinho on the back end of the main train as well. So there's a bit of separation further back here. Ryan Seams is just tucked back up on the rear end of Andrews, Malgi and co, as Mogard is going for the race lead.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously really taking a shot down that inside is Jared Mogard. And one thing, that I kept seeing is everybody's wanting to go ham. Are they going to go ham? That is the big question here tonight. And Hamish, I don't know if you know what ham means. I don't know if the chat knows what ham means. Odds are the chat does. I don't know if you know. I don't know if hell, somebody might not know. Ham, hard as a mother here tonight at Rockingham. It looks like Mogard is really trying to go ham with Octavio Rondoletto in the 48 right behind him. Richie Joplin, as Jared Poole mentioned in the live chat, coming back from a 2025 penalty. Good to have him back here tonight. He is an XCAL feature race winner here with XCAL Racing. So watch out for Richie Joplin right there, that 4 spot. He may have a little something to say about it as Mogard takes the lead over last week's winner, Stephen Rex.
Yep, takes over the race lead. Rex now has to refocus, re-prepare himself to try and get back past Mogard, but we're only lap 20 of 240. We're only a 12th of the way through this race. I mean, there's still so much more, many more laps to go. We'll be here for a couple of hours at least here at the Ham Rockingham Speedway, as XCAL, of course, like to call it, but race fans out there would know it as The Rock, of course, more famously. I don't mind the name The Ham, though. I mean, it kind of ties back to what we're saying about hard as a mother. You really worked that in well, actually. That was kind of a good little segue you made there, Jake. That was good.
Yeah, better known as the Ham. I mean, I've always heard it as better known as the Rock. That old school.
Known within XCAL, known within XCAL as the Ham. Better known worldwide as the Rock.
Well, there you go. Yeah. There you go. You know what? We'll just go ahead and say it. You know what? Fuck it. It's the Ham. That's what we're going to go with.
Yeah.
This is the Ham here tonight, and they will go ham. And they're already showing that they're going ham. Already 23 laps into this damn thing. And check out Rex. He had enough of it. He's going ham down to the inside. Takes a shot on Mogard. Rondoletto behind him, Joplin. And J-Dog Seams right there making him the top 5. Damn! Mogard all up in him. Literally all up in him. He can see his insides going down the front stretch, bump drafting him, going into turn number 1. And Rex able to jump back up front, take the lead, kick Mogard back. Here comes J-Dog. He takes a shot around Joplin right there behind him for the 4th spot.
Yeah, up the inside he goes on Richie Joplin, returning to the series tonight. And for J-Dog, he wants to continue to push on forward. Podium finished last time out at Charlotte. He would love another one here this evening as well. He's still tucked up on the inside, but Octavio Rondoletto cuts him off, cuts the run. He's trying to give him some pull and push here to let him through. But J-Dog seems to have got that move done, and now Jack McKee wants to go at Joplin as well.
Yeah, he is really trying to take a shot, tries to dope it down there. He will go to the top 5. Joplin gonna flip-flop, go back to 6th. Now he's got to deal with King Matt Bear right behind him. And Bear starting to work his way back up through here. He fell back at the start. Remember, starting on the outside of the front row. Now he's working his way, trying to figure out a way to get back up here. And right behind him, obviously, there is David Malee right behind him. And, you know, also, one thing about this is, you know, last week we might have got a little bit jittery. I mean, hell, it was our first race. I mean, cut us a little bit of, you know, damn slack, honestly, folks. You know, it was our first race. Calling right here with XCAL. We might have screwed up somehow, some way, so we missed his interview last week. So sorry, David. Don't get pissed at us about it. But, you know, he is going for Rookie of the Year this season. He's currently sits 3rd after the first event. He's looking like he's trying to get a little ham right here, trying to go ham here tonight and try to mix it up. Still a long way to go. But David Malee already up 2 spots up to the 8th spot and trying to work over Matthew Bears. We sit here and watch this battle for the lead with Rex and Mogard. They're trying to separate themselves from the rest of the field.
Well, of course, Cody Rogers is leading that Rookie of the Year run at the moment. His total win is currently $53.06. Justin Bird, well, we mentioned last time out how great he did at Charlie. He's not here tonight. Unfortunately, neither is Cody Rogers. Oh, no, Cody Rogers is. Sorry, I lied. Cody Rogers is in the field. There he is right there. But, yeah, there is no Justin Bird this week. So David Malgi is going to be able to sneak forward and maybe get a few more winnings and tuck himself up into P2. Maybe even P1 on the Rookie of the Year standings because he is beating Cody Rogers at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, I'll end up getting these names right one way or another. Malgi, obviously, right there. You know, I mean, look at the numbers for the money right there, Hamish. That is big right there. I mean, obviously you're racing in the XCAL Webshop series. You're trying to, you know, do good for the sponsors and all that other shit. But at the same time, you want to go for the money. You want to go for the money because money, I mean, hell, money's what pays bills, baby. There you see from what happened last week. Obviously, Rex coming home with a good payday. There's Rondoletto in 2nd. Jason Seams ended up coming home with 3rd. Mind you on that, something that that was brought to our attention. The money that you see right there, Rondoletto actually got 3rd out of that. J-Dog actually got 2nd in last week's race. So, you know, they had a photo review, had it, you know, for the photo finish, that wild-ass wreck that had, I believe, Rex going backwards across the line. So Rondoletto actually gets 3rd, but you see him 2nd as far as the money goes because he got more of a payday for bonus awards, but J-Dog still had a hell of a payday from what we're seeing right there.
Oh, he did. He really did. And yeah, as I said, as we can see, he's had a great payday for himself, and, you know, that's worked out really, really well for him in terms of holding on to some solid points and just trying to hang on to, you know, a great section of points as well. And if he can maximize tonight, he's going to get some good points on the board, you know, to really solidify himself alongside you know, Rondoletto this evening as well. Let's have a quick look here. Oh, that's sized completely differently, so that's fantastic. There's total points with the owner's standings. We can see as well with that, Stephen Rex, last week's driver, well, he's his own driver, he's the owner of that car, 190 points at this stage. Gerald Poole as well, with Octavio Rondoletto as his driver. Jason Seams driving for himself. But as we said, well, that's actually been fixed now for those standings because Seams has been given the placement for P3 last week. So he is on 175 points for his car that he owns. So that works out very, really well for him on board that 88 entry.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of drivers that you saw right there, you mentioned it, Rex, you know, J-Dog, all of them owning their own cars. Little flashback, to thinking, because I still think about NASCAR and everything and about the good old days, back before they had all this chase shit and all that other stuff. This is back when it was good stuff, at least in my opinion, for the NASCAR side. You had guys that owned their own cars that come out there and they worked on the cars throughout the week. They built the cars. They did this. They did that. It was their livelihood. And that's what they were racing for. And guys was owning their own cars. You didn't have, car owners try to sign drivers and all that other stuff. And these guys here in XCAL is having that same mentality. You know what? Screw it. I'll own my own damn car. I'll come out here. I'll put my own car out here on the racetrack and go for the owners and also for the drivers at the same time. So, cool thing to see right there. You don't see a whole lot of that in racing, much less sim racing anymore, either way. But certainly cool to see that out of these XCAL guys having, owner points, driver points, and then, they finally just say, you know what, fuck it, we'll just take them both at that point and have the drivers and the owner point.
Well, we are nearly at lap 40 out of 240 here this evening, so we're getting closer and closer towards the, I'm trying to think, the 6th of the way. So we've gone through the 1/12, we're nearly at 1/6. There's lap 39 of 240. That's good. It's good that we can get the calculator out because, we both know that our good friend Jim doesn't have the greatest arithmetic in the world at the best of times, but he has pulled through with some good arithmetic before. And if you're wondering, we're going to be here for quite a few weeks, 30 rounds this year, a couple of off weeks as well, as Jared Mogard's going to try and go up the inside of Rex once again. They'll go side by side across the line. Look at J-Dog giving him the push up towards turn 1. Rex caught out on the outside line. Can Mogard finally get this job done? Or, I think if J-Dog wants him to get it done, he's going to have to give him a helping hand here. He's going to have to push him. And maybe the teammates of J-Dog and McKee can work together to sneak their way forward and maybe get themselves into the 1-2 slot.
Yeah, very good possibility that they could do that. Maybe Mogard is sitting there looking back at J-Dog saying, I wish you would just leave me the hell alone. And J-Dog is looking at Mogard and Rex saying, I don't give a damn about your feelings. I want to get up here and try to lead it here at Rockingham. He looked like he was going to try to stick it 3 wide, but not able to get close enough. Mogard on the bottom, Rex up top, battling it for the lead. Everybody else behind him down in the cellar where Grandpappy has the moonshine from Granny. Only one running that top side right now is Steven Rex, and he is trying to make it work as best as he can. Look at it. I mean, look, seriously. No shit. You got 10 of them right there, 9 of them on the bottom, 1 up top, and it's Steven Rex.
Yeah, Rex is holding that mid to outside line, but you can see the rear end just starting to dance as he comes through turn 3 and 4 and caught on that outside. If he needs to come into pit road at some stage, well, he's going to have to try and get to that low line because he's going to have nowhere to go and he'll be a sitting duck trying to get that car into pit road if he's not careful. But it's still Mogard and Rex side by side, and Seams has got the best seat in the house right now. He's got a front row seat to what could possibly end up in absolute fireworks, whether it's great racing or whether it's a massive wreck. And the one hope he'll have is if they do wreck, he can avoid them and he can stay into the lead of this race.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what his mindset is right now, is just to ride, let these old boys slug it out, maybe get a little bit too much door banging out of that, or just say, you know what, screw it, I'll take it on the bottom, still trying to make that draft work with Mogard. Rex still trying to work the top side, riding on board with J-Dog, and just look at it right here, just going through right here, a little bumpy, little bumpy. Out and around as Mogard almost comes up, gets up into Rex, has to get out of the gas. That's going to help Rex get the advantage on the outside lane. And I'll say this, Hamish, this race is going by in a hurry. Already on 45 laps of 240. These old boys, they are going here tonight, literally full speed, more or less, around Rockingham. These street stocks, they don't haul ass like a NASCAR or like a NASCAR does. You top out at about 140. That's all you get in these street stocks. So you're damn near a foot to the floor, especially like here, and obviously like we was last week at Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, foot to the floor, and you're not lifting until you see, a checkered flag, or until you've got yourself a black flag or a meatball because you've broken the thing. But You just push it on. You push it on until the end. Oh, they're getting door to door here. Mogard's getting super loose on that low line through turn 4. You can see when he comes through, the rear just wants to step out on him. So trying to balance that car, balance the throttle, but trying to take the race lead. It's not working for him right now. And I don't know if that's because of his setup or if it's just that the car's just not comfortable down there, because Rex looks super planted. He looks like he's able to push that thing, let the rear dance a little bit, and it's not getting unsettled, where for Mogard's car, it is getting unsettled every time he puts the foot down a bit too much off the exit of 4.
Yeah, but he's going to end up making it work, so maybe Mogard was happy to get around him. Rex maybe was pinching him down. Now J-Dog going to take a shot and jump to the inside. Jack McGee going to line up right with his teammate and try to make a little something happen down on the bottom side. Here in 54 laps is what it's going to look like on fuel. And remember, they haul ass going down pit road. There is no speed limit here with XCAL. And check out Rex, able to get back into the back end of Mogard, maybe bump draft him around or shove him one way or another as they get back single file. And I think that's what Rex wanted to do all along, Hamish. You were talking about, getting ready for pit stops. We're here in 54-ish laps, give or take, on a tank of fuel. Take a fuel. Hell, redneck don't say fuel, we say gas, son. Trying to get it on the bottom side. That's where you want to be. You don't want to try to go into the pits too wide. We saw what happened last week, trying to go in there too wide. We saw what happened to Joe Campbell at the hands of our leader here tonight, Jared Mogard, last week.
Well, for Mogard, he wants to maximize on every little push that he made. Lap 50 of 240 completed. Now on to lap 51. We are a little over a fifth of the way through this race. And the pressure that's been applied to Mogard all throughout has been try and get the job done. Well, he got the job done before lap 50, but now he's going to try and hold on to it with Rex on his tail. And with Rex right there, that's going to be a struggle. Earl Seams into pit road now. First stopper of the race, so we expect some of those front runners to come in. And I could have sworn, that I saw the other day. I think tonight I think there is a pit speed limit, because I believe they only use it on the super speedways, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that one. And I'm just trying to figure out where that info was, but watch for it. I mean, we'll watch them coming to pit road, Jake. If they're doing the pit speed limit, then we know that it's on tonight, because they don't set it up in the sessions. They use an admin box to actually automatically clear blacks whenever someone presses the button. So, and in fact, we can see it now, because there are some drivers coming in pit road and they have got pit speed limiters. So they are limited here at the Rock for Rockingham Speedway. So we'll see as Mogard's in. So first of the front runners is coming in here, and that's allowed J-Dog to push on. Stephen Rex has also come in too. He came in on the previous lap. So we'll watch how this plays out now and if they've strategized correctly.
Well, actually, from what I had learned, obviously from Aaron Hillebush, from what he said to me, obviously earlier, actually it was yesterday, they've got the admin box lined up. Yeah. So there is no limited under green when they come down pit road. I think what they're doing is they're having to slow down enough just so they don't end up blowing the damn, blowing, trying to go down through there and not trying to screw it up. I think that's what the whole deal is. To go down pit road, you don't want to end up sliding, going in the wrong way. I mean, you see that they're moving. They're going down pit road pretty fast and having to lock it up right here. So, I don't think they're going down. Yeah.
No, it doesn't sound like he's pushing it too hard. Like, it sounded like it was limited, but maybe. Quite possibly. I'll have to find that information to figure it out, whether it was on or not tonight. But Rondeletto and Matt Bear have now pushed on for another 2 laps. And we'll see now if being able to go long is going to work out better for them, because Rondeletto is going to come in. Matt Bear is going to go for a 57th lap, so he saved bulk fuel on this previous run. Could pay out for him in the long run if he can keep on saving a few laps, because if he can, it means it's going to be a shorter stop at the end and he'll gain a couple of seconds on the field, but he's got to be able to maintain pace whilst he's fuel saving out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he's got to pull. So odds are the king, Matthew Bear, I said it last week. I'll go ahead and I'll own up to it. I'll own up to my own, screwed up mistake on this. I sat there and said last week, King Matt Bear, and I'm not going to call him that, because he hasn't earned it. I'll tell you what, Hamish, I'll call him the King. Why the hell not? Just for the simple fact he owned up to where he screwed up last week. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on it. I'll call him the King until he royally screws up, literally royally screws up again. And then after that, then after that, we'll call him the damn Joker or something like that. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He owned up to him screwing it up last week with Joe Campbell. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but he's on a damn thin leash right now, Hamish. That thin leash, that some bitch is thin. I'm telling you, it is seriously thin. So he does not want to push the buttons on me, especially right here at the start of the season. He will be the Joker before too long.
Yeah, he will. He'll be the court jester. He'll be standing in the middle of the township, just juggling some balls for us whilst he continues to go along. By the way, Octavio Rondoletto has just exited pit road, but Mogard's coming straight for him, and he's going to be at full pace coming past him as well. And it looks like David Malgi has strategized his way up to P3 at this stage, but we're awaiting Matt Bear to exit pit road, but I would say that Mogard's going to get him, as will Malgi. The biggest loser out of this was Stephen Rex, who took a 1 minute and 2 second stop, where Malgi's was 58 seconds, 58.5 seconds, so he had a slightly shorter stop. I would say he's just taking a little bit less fuel in that car, maybe just to get some track position, and he'll get it back a bit later.
Yeah, that's one thing about this. Maybe some folks out there doesn't know about this. Excuse me, that when you go down pit road, you do not have to take a full tank of fuel. You can take, a half a can. You can take a can. You can take a can and a half. You can take a can and a fucking eighth. I mean, you don't have to have it right on that full tank. You don't have. You can put however much you want in there. So that is the key strategy out of it all. Honestly, Hamish, is you could put whatever gas you wanted in there. If you wanted to put it in there, enough to make it 3 laps, you could do that if you so choose. Now, if you put only 3 laps in there at this point, you basically shot yourself in the damn foot. You don't want to do that at this point. But you have that option to do that. That's the one thing on iRacing that you can do. Is you can put however much gas you want in there to be able to make it happen any way that you can strategize it out. And Mogard, he's got the right strategy, baby. He's up here. David Malgi sitting in second right on his back door, trying to make it a little something happen. You got Bear right behind him. You got Rondoletto, and you got Rex being the top 5. And you got Jack McGee and J-Dog Seams. They have separated themselves from the rest of the field. Ryan Seams, Richie Joplin, they're ways back there, way back there. So basically, you're looking up here at the front. It's about the top 7 right here in this little sneaky draft, working their way going into turn 1.
Well, of course, Jared won himself $1,100 last season when he finished 4th in the 2025 MVD standings, of course. He's had 3 wins last year as well, taken out at USA and then the Bullring and at Irwindale and Phoenix and Martins. Oh, sorry, no, I'm reading that wrong. Let me read that correctly for you. So he won, first race win was out at USA International Speedway. He took a 2nd at the Bullring and a 3rd place at Irwindale, Phoenix and Martinsville. He then took 2nd at Sobo, 3rd at Oxford, 3rd at Bristol as well. So 4th place in the standings last season with a good amount of money won. $1,100 out of the big $16,000 cash that they had from the purse given out. He's a big winner. He's a big money winner as well, and he'll want himself another race win here tonight as part of the XCAL Webshop series for 2026. We're not even one that we wrecked that. I just noticed that. I was absolutely scrambling earlier on, if I'm honest with you, to fix some things that weren't working, i.e. the scroller wasn't working. It's only taken me 64 laps to notice it said round 1, and I do apologise for that. But we're now on to round 2. Round 1 was extended by 65 laps of Rockingham. It was a 2-parter, we'll call it. Round 2 only consists of 175 laps. Doesn't consist of 240 in my opinion. No, I'm joking. But, no, that's on me, but that's been fixed up now. But what I'm interested in is we had a really long green period last week at Charlotte. Now, Charlotte's known for chaos. Charlotte's known for quite a few cautions to come out. It's known for, to be a bit of a yellow flag fest. In your opinion, Jake, how likely are we tonight here at Rockingham to see a caution come out?
Oh, yeah, very likely. To be honest with you, I mean, I've raced a bunch of races here at Rockingham, and it doesn't make a damn. You're going to have a wreck sooner or later. I mean, it's going to happen. The question is, I said it last week when we was at Charlotte, and I'll say it this week as well. It's not if, it's when that caution is going to come out. If they go 240 laps without a caution, I won't believe it.
They did it last week. They did it last week at Charlotte. They went 240 laps and then they finally got a caution. So if they could do it at Charlotte, I would argue, though, Rockingham a lot bumpier and a lot more awkward of a track shape than what Charlotte is. So I don't know if that's going to lead to us being more likely to have a caution. I do think as this race goes on, though, the pressure and the opportunity for a caution does go up, because I think that the wear and tear starts to get to drivers or get to their cars, and the smallest mistake after doing over 100 laps or nearly over 200 laps of Rockingham, it will get to them at this point. As Jake, we hit lap 69. Nice.
Oh, wow. Everybody, real quick out there in the live chat, lap 69. We're going to do this the rest of the season, just for the hell of it. On lap 69, wherever you are out there, take your hat off and salute to the great 69 and everything that it stands for, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 69. We're going to do it each and every race, just for the hell of it.
I want to see everyone. I want to see everyone in the chat whenever we hit lap 69, or a lap with 69 in it. So 69, 1, 69, 2, 69, 69 laps to go. I want to see the chat filled with nice. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, nice, or the little. You know what? Let's just go with nice. I had a different way that I was going to do it. Hell no, I don't want to see that. I was going to say that little purple fruit, but we don't want that. We don't want that, because that just gets absolutely crazy. Then you get it. Jared Logard up here leading this thing with David Mount.
We don't need an eggplant palm, Jake. We don't need an eggplant palm. Let's keep it to chicken palm only, shall we?
Yeah. Let's not get it too damn crazy. If we hadn't already went off the rails already from the start of this damn thing, like I said before, you're gonna hear me say it numerous times. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. Here we go with Mogard up here leading this thing. Here comes Matthew Baird down to the inside. Sees the time is right to try to make a shot. To slide on up through here. They're working their way around some lap traffic, trying to make it happen. You got Rex right there behind him. Mogard trying to check out as well. And, Bear and Rex starting to work together right here in that second spot, really trying to get back up here and mix it up with Mogard. Bear's got the fastest lap at a 26 flat. So Matthew Bear, the king, Matthew Bear, I should say, certainly showing why he is the king here tonight, is sitting comfortably right down that second spot, putting some pressure on Mogard. Mogard's blinking up here at the front.
Yeah, I don't think it's Matt Bear that's putting pressure on him. It's his internet connection and actually the stability of that internet connection right now that is feeling the pressure. David Malgi has now dropped down to P5 in this race, dropping 3 spots in the span of around about a lap and a half. And the benefactors for that, Matt Bear, Stephen Rex, Jack McKee, who are now putting big pressure on the back of Jared Mogard at the front end of town. Will his internet hold out, or can he hold out the pressure that's about to be applied from King Matthew the Bear as he sits P2 in the 67 machine? Here comes Stephen Rex on the inside. He gave him a little push. That's unsettled him up onto the high line, and Rex comes through. McKee comes through. Can Malgi come through as well? Side by side, down towards turn 3. The 3 entry of Malgi up the inside he goes, and Matt Bear has dropped, and watch for Rondoletta to take advantage as well. The smallest of knocks, it's like a domino effect, knocks over the whole house of cards, and for, well, King Matthew the Bear, the whole castle came crashing down in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, and this only probably going to get worse as J-Dog right there behind him, trying to slide up here, but no can do. Cannot make it work. Oh, here comes Rex. Rex down to the inside. He'll take a shot at Mogard. Steven Rex trying to go for 2 in a row in 2 weeks. He jumps up here, takes hold of the lead of this race. But lap 77 is where he's at right now. And still a long way to go, all the way to 240. With lap 77 on the board, Stephen Rex takes back the lead. Mogard back to second. Jack McKee is now in the third spot. David Malgi up 6 spots. The biggest mover in the race being David Malgi in that Rookie of the Year contest. You know what? I'm sorry. We completely blew it last week on the interviews. We should have brought his ass up here and talked to him because David Malgi could be somebody to watch out for in that Rookie of the Year candidates. Bring his ass up here next week. We're going to have to talk to him, to be honest with you, to hear from David Malgi, because that rookie is really showing us something.
He really, really is showing us something, as well as we hit lap 79 at 240, of course, but still a long way to go in this one, and of course, not that one, get it right, Hamish, here we go. Of course, next week we're out at USA International Speedway for round 3 of the season. Then we head out to Five Flags before a week off at the, halfway through, somewhat beginning of February. Then we head out to the Bull Ring on the 17th of February as well. Irwindale for round 6. Auto Club, Long Beach Street Circuit. I'm very excited for that. I love Long Beach, Jake. And then Legacy Phoenix Raceway will end out, or will be the halfway point of March. Another week, and then to end out March, it'll be Kansas Speedway. So the first 3 months of the year, first 10 rounds, a lot of racing to come our way at a lot of great circuits before we get to Iowa, the Milwaukee Mile, Lucas Oil Raceway Park, Bristol Speedway, and then the Nashville Fairgrounds will end us out before the All-Star Opens in the off week out at May 18th and May 19th as well, 2 days in a row out at Michigan 2008 circuit. So that'll be great to see when we get to the halfway point of the season.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, a lot of races right there that you called out is what I'm looking forward to next week. USA International Speedway, and then after that you got the Five Flags, and then you got the Bull Ring. These are tracks that I'm looking forward to the most, because, you know, we see these street stocks, and we've seen what they do on a mile and a half. We've seen what they're doing here on a mile racetrack like Rockingham. You see Rex trying to work his way around some lap traffic, but the short tracks is where you see all kinds of stuff. I mean, literally, you see all kinds of crazy stuff happen at them short tracks here with these street stocks. And, you know, I think that will be the boiling point. That will be the tipping point to where you will end up seeing a lot of door banging, a lot of contact, a lot of beef. And that's where a lot of guys are really going to start to get pissed off, get the, you know, well, I was going to say get the feelings hurt, but they don't have no fucking feelings, so it doesn't really matter. The point is that is when it's all going to come to a head, is when we're going to get to those short tracks, when they're just going to go full send in there and try to go for it. Because, I mean, we saw the prize money that these old boys is going for. Eventually, somebody's going to run into somebody. Somebody's going to say, you know what, I'm going for the money. Screw it. Run their ass over and try to get up there and make it happen. And those short tracks is what's going to be very, very, very interested here with the XCAL Webshop series. So you want to stay in touch with that and get ready for the short track racing coming up next week. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, keep up with MotorMouth Broadcasting. It's going to be for you all season long, all 30 rounds, 28 rounds after tonight. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe button.
Well, just wait till we get to Martinsville. That's going to be absolute chaos when we get to Martinsville. That is going to be... Martinsville may become the dead center of town. It may become a cemetery if we're not careful. But it could also be a fantastic race as well. And so a cemetery.
A what? A cemetery?
Yeah, a cemetery.
The
Graveyard.
hell? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
You know, the dead center of town. People are dying to get in there.
I ain't never heard it called a cemetery.
Yeah.
It sounds like some shit you'd hear in geometry class or some kind of stuff like that. I mean, I don't know.
Just wait till the 100 laps time when we're back talking about cheese, Jake. It'll happen, don't worry.
I forgot about cheese. Yes. We're going to have to get back to that. Get back to cheese and beef and sandwiches and all kinds of other stuff.
Get yourself some fondue. Dip your little hot pot beef in the fondue. Oh, it's a great time. Get it in there. It's already happening. 100 laps early, we're talking about cheese. It's so easy to bring it up. But one thing that we haven't really seen tonight, we haven't had much beef, Jake. Where's the beef gone this week? Have we gone vegetarian or what? I mean, like, where's the beef? It's not happening.
I think you're right. I think we might have went vegetarian, but I still think we got time for beef. By the way, real quick, Hamish, I remember me and you, we were talking about having our steaks a certain way. You told me medium rare.
Yes.
Hamish, I come so damn close to having a hamburger steak medium rare. I come so close to just trying it just for you, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to it. I still had to have the son of a bitch medium well. I had to do it. I'm sorry. Eventually, I will try one medium rare. If I get sick, it's your ass. So just remember that.
Just work your way down the scale. So go from medium well to medium, and then go from medium. If you like medium, then go to medium rare. Medium is acceptable, in my opinion. Medium is fine because you still have a little bit of blood in there, but you should be okay. Am I dead yet? No, and I have medium rare steak, so.
well, I'll tell you what, everybody out there on the live chat, if you've had a steak, because we get some, we're getting some interactions out there. Gerald Poe's just lighting up the fucking live chat, so somebody else has got to have an opinion. Let's get everybody's opinion. How do you like your steak or your hamburger steak? How do you like it? Let us know in the comments what you're feeling. As we're at lap 91 here tonight, and we're coming up on 96. That's a flip-flop of 69 right there, Hamish, so we need to think about that. Seriously, that could be a salute lap on lap 96 if you flip the 69 around. Actually, wait a minute. You don't want to flip the 69 around. Wait a minute.
No. Flip it sideways and shove it up your candy ass. That would be what that is for lap 96. But
yeah, you don't want to flip it upside down. You flip a 69 upside down, it's just going to be a shitty situation. You just don't want to run into that.
No, that's not very good. Lap 93 of 240.
Quote me on that.
I'm going to clip that one. I promise you.
I would. Oh, Lord.
Lap 93 of 240, and it's Stephen Rex currently in control of the field. P11 and back of Earl Seams, Cody Rogers, Albie Hewins, Joe Campbell and Sean Andrews are all now a lap down as Earl Seams is on the low line and looking to come back into pit road. So he's coming in early. Once again, he pitted on lap 49 previously. He's now going out to lap 94. Early stops. How much fuel does this thing guzzle if Earl is having to come in a heap of laps prior to the rest of the field? I mean, this is only going to drop him back further and further driving that car.
Well, there you go right there. Gerald Poole's on my side. What do you think about that, Hamish? Medium well. Damn right. That's how you end up. That is how you eat a steak, in my opinion. Now, I'm not throwing you under the bus. I ain't trying to throw you in a bad spot. Everybody eat the damn steak however they want to. I don't care. The main thing about it, Hamish, if you have a steak, what have we got? We got beef. We got beef all day long, baby. Go out there and eat you a steak. Tonight, tomorrow night, whatever the hell you can get one. Get you a steak. Have it however you want to. Get you some beef, baby. It's what's for dinner.
Well, I've got roast beef for dinner, so we'll have beef and I'll roast someone for it as well. What I will claim is, though, I enjoy my steak how I enjoy my steak. Eat yours however you want. You're the one that's missing out on the better version of steak when it is medium rare. But, that's just me personally. You know what? As long as it's not mooing, I'm happy. As long as it's not mooing and I'm not having to chew too much, we're good. So as long as it's not blue and as long as it's not black, in terms of how crispy the outside of it is, then that's fine. Medium rare through medium well, I'll still eat it.
Yeah, I mean, you want the damn thing dead, to be honest with you. You want it dead. You want it to not be moving. So, I mean, if you end up having it rare, God help you on that one right there. If you want it rare. I wonder if Matthew Bear, I wonder if he likes steak rare. What if Matt Bear likes his steak rare?
That is definitely a man that would go to a steak and then it's about to get absolutely shredded. That is a man that goes to a steakhouse and orders chicken.
Ooh. He likes poultry.
I do like chicken though. Chicken's
great.
Chicken's
absolutely I do. I absolutely do. I love poultry as well. I love chicken and KFC chicken. whatever kind of chicken, whatever you want to do it. I love anything that is meat. If it's meat, I'm all good for it. And any of you sick people out there in the chat, no. But that's beside the point. Here we are up at the front. Rex, Mogard, Rondoletto, Bear, McKee, up here being the top 5 with Mauji and Seams being the top 7. Top 7 have pulled away from the rest of the field, Hamish. And I'm literally trying to separate themselves from the rest of the field. And they're wanting to settle it between them. There you see the draft. You look back a good bit. There you see another draft going on. Ryan Seams is in that. So top 7 trying to break away from the rest of the field and try to settle it between themselves from Rex all the way down to J-Dog.
So I think the one thing that I've noticed, well, I mentioned the strategy play of Earl Seams before, how he's come in slightly earlier in the other cars. He's actually offset himself backwards by about 10 laps compared to the front runners at this point, because he's gone 5 laps less on the first stint on average. This time he's going to go about 5 laps less as well, and in fact it's even more, because he went from 49 to lap 92, so he only went about 43 laps on his previous stint on that fuel set. So for Earl to go that far back in terms of how many laps down he is on fuel strategy, that's going to hurt him in the long run, because if this continues to be the case across the next few stops, he's actually going to have an extra pit stop compared to these guys, because he's going to be so many laps behind on his fuel numbers. So this may end up being that he needs an extra stop, where all these guys can continue to push on and only put himself further and further back. And that's how crucial a fuel game is. That's how crucial planning your strategy is, and actually planning your fuel game to perfection and knowing the critical moments you can come in and you can't. Because if you come in too early, you will only put yourself on the back foot more and more, and you're not really going to be able to step forward and make improvements in yourself, because you're always going to be chasing the tail of what you've given yourself. So for Earl in particular, he needs to try and make sure he can make his car last as long as these guys, because that'll be one step closer to getting a bit faster and actually remaining on the lead lap.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he's going to have to end up trying to make it happen right here if he wants to have any shot to make it happen here tonight at Rockingham. Rex still leads. Mogard still in the second spot. There you see David Mauji down on the bottom, all the way, literally up under the damn cellar on the apron, coming off of pit road. Took that opportunity to go in at 101. Now you got Jose back there in the 12th spot, jumping down pit road as well. And wow, Rex having to lock that damn thing up, almost hit the barrels. Steven Rex coming in from the front says this is the time to jump it on down pit road. Steven Rex tried to, like I said earlier, tried to go for 2 in a row. Won at Charlotte last week, trying to win this week here at Rockingham. Going to try a little different strategy from the rest of the field. And Hamish, maybe not a bad idea, honestly, to go different than these other guys, because if you go in when everybody else goes in, as tight as this pit road is, it will screw your ass up. Like, literally, if you get hit the wrong way, somebody could run you over, you could hit them barrels, and then you got beef, and then it's just a straight-up cluster, and nobody wants to be a part of that cluster.
No, that's right. No one wants to be part of the cluster, but also, just going slightly opposite to the other cars as well means that you are doing something different, and, if you're doing the same thing as everyone else, you're not going to get a different result. You're going to get the same result, where if you're offsetting yourself slightly, you're going to get a different result out of that, and this could pay off well for Steven. Now, obviously, these guys running at full pace, they're going to get a slight advantage over him, where he has to try and, warm up the tyres as he comes out of pit road. But he'll then get that advantage back again when his tyres are up to temp, because they'll get up to temp a lot quicker than what, these guys will. Obviously, they'll already be worn in just slightly as cars are exiting pit road now. And for Matt Bear, Rondoletto, McKee and Seams, we know those guys went a bit longer last time. We expect McKee and Seams to come in this lap. They last bit on lap 54. So we would expect them to come into pit road at any moment now. Look at that. Call it into existence, and it happens. I mean, it's like I'm an oracle at this point. Bear went 57 laps. Rondoletto went 56. So we expect Rondoletto in at lap 112. We expect Matt Bear in at 114. Will going that extra length help them out in the long run? I think it will, because what it will mean is, Jake, is they're going to need less fuel in their last stop. So if they can continue to offset themselves by 2 or 3 laps, they're going to get the benefits in pit road. They're going to get themselves into some nice clean air and maybe, just maybe, get themselves out of draft range to Stephen Rex, who's had a great amount of pace tonight. Looks very, very racy, very, very aggressive as always, and give themselves a nice little advantage over the championship leader.
Yeah, very good possibility out of that. Tried to get himself in contention to mix her up and try to get her done after it's all said and done. Here tonight with the 240, here tonight at Rockingham. There you see Matthew Bear leads it. Rondoletto, the showman, about 0.3 of a second back. They have yet to make that pit stop. Jack McKee and J-Dog actually still on pit road, starting to get ready to eventually work their way coming out of the pits. And damn, I mean, for the most part, I mean, these street stocks, they take forever. Like literally, you take forever to change 4 tires on these damn things. You just gotta hope that when you make a pit stop, honestly, Hamish, when you make a pit stop, you don't want to have a caution while you're sitting on pit road trying to get everything fixed, try to get the tires and all that. You don't want a caution because, I mean, look at this right here. Bear and Rondoletto, they've got 3 laps over the whole damn field. That's what they got. They literally got 3 laps over Mogard and Malgi and Rex sitting in the 5th spot. So if caution comes out right now, that literally screws the whole field. And look at Bear staying out. Remember, he stayed out a little bit longer than the rest of them that first time around. Rondoletto went in. So Bear going to try to stay out and stretch it as long as he can. Will he go this time? No, he's going to stretch it even longer.
He's gone 1 extra lap than when he went last time. He went 57 on his first stint. He's now been able to go 58 laps this time. But you're right. If a caution was thrown right now, Matt Bear would maybe be 2 laps ahead of the whole field by the time he comes through pit road, does his service and everything. Like, he would have a significant advantage by being able to go this long if a caution comes out. And if that pays off for him, he's in the money. He is in the absolute money because one driver will get a wave around for a lucky dog rule, which means that for Rondoletto, he would be the one in that position and he would still be ahead of the other cars on track. And you're right, everyone else would be absolutely screwed out of it without getting more and more cautions. And with how clean these guys run, I don't see them having more than 1 here tonight. And even then, we haven't had 1 just yet, and we're just about at the halfway point.
Yeah, I mean, very interesting to see how this is going to end up kicking off out of this. Is you see Bear still on pit road, still got 2 laps on everybody else. Rondoletto tried to come out of the pits, and Malgi almost got turned right off the front end of Stephen Rex. I'm telling you, believe it or not, folks, these old boys, they are driving the piss out of these cars here tonight at Rockingham as Rondoletto gets kicked to the top side. The draft that everybody works their way around him. Mogard, Malgi, Rex, and McKee, they will go by him. J-Dog not too far back from Rondoletto can mix it up with them as well. And Ryan Seams back there as well. So, damn, man, I'm telling you, it's like I said a while ago, believe it or not, these old boys, they are driving the hell out of these cars, trying to make it stick around this 1 miler here tonight at Rockingham. At the Ham, mind you.
Well, Matt Bear is now into pit road as Mogard, Rex and Malgi battle for the race lead on. They are now have made lap 116 of 240 here. So they'll come past Matt Bear as he exits pit road. But again, remember, he has an offset of about 3 laps. So when he actually ends up needing to take his final stop, he will be able to take 3 laps less than the other drivers. And that could give him a significant advantage in terms of pit stop time. Now, doing the quick maths here, he's gone to lap 115. So he's gone roughly 57 or 58 laps on both of his stops. His next stop should come at around about lap 175. Roughly 175. That leaves him with 65 laps to go. So it means he'll need another splash and dash to get home. Comparatively to the other cars, if we look at Stephen Rex, he's gone to lap 105. So he's been roughly going about 54 to 57 laps on both of his stints thus far. In fact, we can actually look at it. in terms of his stints. So he's gone out to around about lap 52, and then he's gone out to lap 105. So he's gone about 52 or 53 laps. His next stop is going to come at lap 158. So, you know, that's a significant difference in terms of the advantage that Matt Bear now has over him, because it means that he'll need another stop at around about, you know, lap 213 or so. So Matt Bear is going to have a pretty significant fuel gain in pit lane. Him going 3 laps longer every single time, or even over Stephen Rex in this case, 5 laps longer than him every single time, he is getting a significant advantage tonight. Matt Bear is going to be up there at the end, you watch, and the fuel strategy is going to come together to absolute perfection for him.
Yeah, I think so too. And, you know, if he's able to pull it off, then he will be the king, Matthew Bear. And, you know, I mean, got to call him that. I mean, hell, I mean, if the strategy ends up working out for him, like I said, if the strategy doesn't work out for him, he turns into a damn joker out of the whole deal. A dunce cap will be on his head when it's all said and done. There's Rex leading this damn thing. He's led the most laps here this evening, Stephen Rex, mind you, at 68 laps. Jared Mogar with 36. There's Matt Barrett 10. Ron Leto 6. And J-Dog said, screw it. Hell, I'll lead one. Why not? We'll see what we can get out of it. This is the fastest 5 laps. The fastest 5 best laps right now. Rex with the fastest one at 26:05. And barely able to beat out Richie Joplin and then Matthew Bear. I mean, look at that. No shit. Hold up.
Yeah, it goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. I just now saw that.
Yeah.
I just now saw that. And then honestly, if you end up going from, you know, McKee to Bear Senior to Richie Joplin, you got 369. I'm sorry. I had to. 369 is the position.
Shocker to me one more time. And you're going to get low, Jake.
No, hell no. I ain't getting low. Really? I ain't getting low. I can't do it.
You can't? He's our fastest 5 right now. Sean Andrews actually was the fastest on that last lap. But look at that, 33, 34, 36, 40, 41. So, you know, pretty close on lap times. Malgin's now up into P2 on the road as well. And then if we look at fastest 5 for 5 laps, so the last 5 laps, Rex, Rondoletto, Bear, Seams, although that's just changed as there's been a couple of different lap times on that one. Biggest skaters thus far in the field too. David Malgi up 8, Ryan Seams up 8, J-Dog's up 4, Rogers up 3, Rex is currently up 2 into P1. So there's been some good gainers out there all throughout the night.
Yeah, some huge gators. Bailey, if you want to continue the rest of that song, by all means, you know, light it up. And, you know, everybody out there watching, if you got family and friends that would love a good laugh and would love to see some street stock racing with XCAL here tonight, let your friends know about it. Let everybody know what's going on here on a Tuesday night here on MotorMouth Broadcasting. Let them know. Get everybody's eyes on this, because this is going to be interesting, to say the least, to see how all this ends up going down. We just passed the halfway point, lap 127 at 240. And Bailey, by all means, go ahead and finish it out. I mean, to the window, to the wall, go ahead and finish it. Hell, you can't just say that and just say, okay, that's enough. You got to finish it off. As they go around David Malgi right here in a bad spot. McKee will go by him. J-Dog going to go by him. Everybody on the bottom. Damn, Ryan Seams got loose on the bottom. Bear's going to take the advantage, drive right by him. Ryan Seams, what a save out of the 23. Whoo, goodness. Damn it, boy, he almost lost it.
I think Matt Bear gave him a little push then. I reckon he's giving him a little push. Let's watch it back. It's up and towards turn 3 and turn 4. So, let's see. Does Matt Bear give him a... No, he got loose on his own. Okay. So, he actually just caught a little bump on the inside. And I think that's the same bump that got Mogard loose earlier on in the race when he was trying to get past Rex. So, it's catching more drivers out. Ironically, they were in the same make as each other in the street stock, so maybe it's a case with the original street stock. It just doesn't like that low line, but right now Matt Bear's taking advantage. He's pushing forward. So is Rondoletto as they get past Malgi into the top 5 they run now. Lap 29 of 240, make that lap 1:30 of 240, as Stephen Rex has gotten us underway for the next lap here. 1.7 seconds is now the gap back to Jack McKee. So this group has got to work together here to chase down the race leader. They've got to chase down a 1.8 second gap here, Jake, but it is growing every single lap.
Yeah, Stephen Rex doing what he needs to do to go back to back here with XCAL starting off the 2026 season. One last week, mentioned it, earlier on in the broadcast. One at Charlotte, ass backwards going across the line after the big one more or less kicked off and bounced around off of turn 4 in one of the wildest finishes I think I've ever seen in my iRacing announcing career. Honestly, one of the wildest finishes I've seen. And could quite possibly happen again tonight. Who knows? Hamish, you mentioned this a while ago with just the feel of how this race is going. It's got the same feel that it had at Charlotte last week. Eventually, as long as this race is, somebody may end up getting pissed at somebody. They may end up getting into somebody. We got beef, retaliation, somehow or another, something ends up happening. And then you have a caution, and then you re-rack everybody and restack them. And then that's when you end up seeing a finish like we saw last week at Charlotte. So don't count your chickens for the hatch, folks. That finish can still happen. It's actually now McKee and J-Dog are starting to reel in our leader, T-Rex, Stephen Rex.
Yeah, they are just starting to chase him down at this stage. One thing I do know is tonight, if we don't get a caution before lap 230, we're not going to get one. They don't call cautions within the last 10 laps. Because when the league was started, it was started before the green-white checkered was a thing in iRacing. So it means that if we go another, or just under 100 laps, about 95 laps or so here, Jay, we're not going to get a caution at all. So if we're going to get one, it's got to come within the next 90 or so laps. If we don't get that, we're going to go green the whole way.
Yeah, and if I was a betting man betting on if they would have a caution, if it ends up going to the last 10 laps, I'd have lost my ass. Because, you just have that feeling, Hamish. Street stocks, 240 laps, Rockingham, somebody's going to screw up. Somebody's going to wreck. So if they make it all the way to 230, which is, like you said, a little under 100 laps from now, and we don't have a caution, like I said, that's why I don't go to the casino anymore. Every single time I lose my ass. So, I'm not a betting man anymore, and I learned my lesson, after screwing up so many times. So, but I still think that there is the possibility to have that caution before, the last 10 laps, especially, with some of the moves we saw. We already saw Ryan Seams get sideways and damn near lose it as well. So there is that potential for somebody to snap loose, somebody to get up underneath somebody, slide them around, put them in the wall, and we end up having a caution.
Oh, it's a very big possibility of it happening. One thing I do know is when he comes into pit lane next time, we're going to be able to have a quick chat to Matt Bear, because he has been sitting in that green room the whole time. He has given me the go-ahead that we can drag him in for a chat at some point during the race, just to see how he's going and see how the race is been feeling out for him in terms of where he thinks it's going, if there's going to be a caution at the end or not. If there is a caution prior to him stopping, well, then we're going to drag him in when there's the caution, because that's the easiest time to talk to him. We won't talk to him whilst he's driving at this point, because that'll put him completely off with Octavio Rondeletto right up his ginger at this stage. But yeah, when he comes through pit lane next, we'll drag him in and we'll have a chat to him. But and just to get a understanding of his strategy tonight and how his final pit stop may play out for him, because he's going to need one more after his next, but it depends when it's going to come and how he's going to plan that out.
And we'll see how that ends up working out for him here tonight. There you see Matthew Bear sitting in the 4th spot in a pretty damn good spot as far as strategy goes. Rondeletto actually right behind him. How will all that play out? You just have to just stay with us right here on MotorMouth Broadcasting and see what's going to happen here tonight. But cool race. I mean, out there in the live chat, you got Danielle out there. Let's go J and S Racing, Joe Campbell, Sean Andrews, and Ryan Seams. One thing that I am seeing is, the one driver right there at the start of that is Joe Campbell. And Joe Campbell last week, remember, we talked about it, all the, hell that he went through, last week. Last week was a disaster, for Joe Campbell. And I got to say, damn. I mean, you hate to say it for Joe, and then you hate to see right now that he's 2 laps down on the whole field. I was thinking that, possibly he would go ham here tonight. Obviously, from having the bad start of the season, at least that's what I was thinking. I was thinking he was going to go ham here tonight, but it turns out he hasn't went ham. It turns out he's actually went turkey, cold turkey for that matter, and, sitting back into the 13th spot. It's certainly not what I was expecting out of silent Joe Campbell here this evening.
No, and I think every explosiveness or every piece of explosiveness that we thought was going to come out of Joe Campbell tonight. It's like when you go and buy a firework off the side of the road, Jake, and instead you've been scammed and all they've given you is a firecracker. I mean, it's, we thought we were going to get a New Year's Eve fireworks display of Joe Campbell's going to try and fight his way through, but it just hasn't happened tonight. Now, are we going to get that next time out? I hope we do, because, he's won previously. He won at Atlanta. He's won prior to now. So, he can get a race win. But last year, he just really did not get the finish he wanted. He was 19th in the MVD in 2025. He's pissed at Rondeletto again. Contact with Mogard on pit entrance during XCAL Racing 420 ended his chances early. A second incident later with King Matthew the Bear led to impact with the inside wall, of course, last week. I think Joe Campbell will be a man running for the rest of at least for the next month, with a plan of how he's going to get back into this, how he's going to re-swing his span of luck, get himself into good races. And then I think at some point he is going to screw Matt Bear or Jared Mogard out of something, because he is going to plan for this over the next 28 weeks. He's got 28 weeks to do it. It's 28 chances to do it. And I think it's going to come at some point before season's end.
I'm telling you right now, you really want some shit to go down, don't you? You really do. You want some shit to go down.
I want beef! That's what I want.
Woo!
I want beef. Give it to me. Give me a parking lot, bro. I want to see them having a biff in the pit lane of whatever track. I want to see them hop out of their cars and have a punch on in pit lane. That's what I want. Bring back the biff.
We got beef! Heard it right there from Havers Monroe, folks. Wants the beef? Hear that with XCAL, and could quite possibly happen. And, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, I want some beef, too. I want some beef. I want to see what happens. I want to see some beef. I want beef. Matter of fact, I'm going back over and getting me some more Slim Jims here in a minute. I was eating Slim Jims for the broadcast here tonight, folks. Anyway, there you see J-Dog trying to work over Jack McKee. The second spot. They have ran down Steven Rex. You see Rex right there in front of him. Jose's going in. Earl Sims is going in as well. And
Earl's been in there for 20 minutes. I don't think Earl's coming back. I think, unfortunately, his race is done this evening. Okay. But for J-Dog, for one of the other seams in J-Dog, his race is not done, and there's a possibility of a race win or even a podium on offer for him here tonight at the Ham in Rockingham.
Yeah, very good possibility. He's trying to make it happen. Right up on the back door, Jack McKee. And tried to work him over, go up 6 spots from where he started. Matter of fact, you can't make this shit up. J-Dog and Ryan, both of them up 5 spots from where they started at here in this race. Literally, J-Dog up to 3rd, Ryan's up to 8th from where they started here in the race. So both of them mirroring, how many spots they're up on the relative out of that. So, I mean, just awesome to see out of that. The biggest loser right now, honestly, obviously, is Joe Campbell. He's down 5 spots from the start of the race as well. And look at J-Dog hooking up with Jack McKee, trying to bump draft going into turn 3 and trying to get both of them to get the draft off of Steven Rex to try to help their chances to get up here to mix it up for the lead.
Well, their teammate, Cody Rogers, has just hopped up high and allowed them pass, so they'll push on more and more. once again here. They've cut that gap down for 1.7 seconds down to 0.3 of a second now. So Rex is back under pressure with them. We expect him into pit lane within the next 6 laps for Stephen Rex. We expect Matt Bear, who's a bit further back, to come in. Well, he went 10 laps longer on his last stop. He went from, Rex came in at 105, Bear went in at 115. So we expect him into pit road in around about 10 laps or so after Stephen Rex comes in. So that's the sort of advantage that can be at play. And as we said, if there's a caution thrown whilst Matt Bear's able to go long, well, that's going to screw the whole field because everyone's going to be a lap down on the race leader. And for Matt Bear, he'll be able to walk that car home and walk it to a race win.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good possibility right there for Matt Bear. Yeah, there you see him back there, the 67. Damn, if he would just added 2 more numbers to it. But Matt Bear sitting in the 4th spot, looking for 3rd, trying to ease it down, but not able to get to the left rear. Oh, J-Dog. And right behind him, Rondeletto. Remember, Rondeletto pitted 2 laps before Matt Bear. So that is going to be the interesting key. One thing that got me is what Gerald Poole was saying. Obviously, car owner here with XCAL. He said that the magic number is 60. And can they make it to lap 60? That's something we're really going to have to be watching out for. Rex right now at 105. Matt Bear at 115. Well, you get to that lap 60 mark. You're 105 right now with 155. Well, I mean, there's your 50 laps right there. So can Rex go 10 more laps? That will be the ultimate key to see what happens. Here's the trick. If he goes all the way to lap, 60 laps on a tank, he's still got to make one more pit stop because if you go all the way to lap, if you go all the way to make it happen, you still got to make one more pit stop to make it all the way to the 240.
Yeah, I think we know that at this point, everyone's going to have to pit again. I mean, no matter about the next pit stop or not, they're always going to need one more to get home because as we see, Rex going to come in now, 157, lap 157. It's like I called it into absolute perfection. It's good to see my math is correct once again. It now gives Jack McKee the race lead. So one thing that we need to know is, so the critical lap tonight would have been lap 180. Well, no one can go 60 laps on a tank of fuel. So really, for Matt Bear, his critical lap is lap 184. Because that there is 57 laps to go. So he's not going to make 184 on this tank because he last came in on lap 115. That would take him, 69 laps. Nice. To do a stint. But he wouldn't be able to get that done. So for Matt Bear, he's always going to need a splash. How long that splash is, we're going to know when he comes into pit road. The lap that he comes in, that's going to give us the indication on how many laps of fuel he needs to get home. And actually how significant his advantage really is in pit lane as we now hit lap 160. Jack McKee's the race leader. J-Dog seems P2, Matt Bear in P3. Next pit stop's underway and there's still one more to go to get them home here at Rockingham Speedway.
Yeah, I mean, and Rex obviously was the leader. He went ahead, jumped down pit road, and he is making his pit stop right now. Cody Rogers, he is in one of our Rookie of the Year contenders going down on pit road. He is in the 9th position now as Joe Campbell starts to slide by them. They're going to go 2 to 3 laps down and eventually start to work their way back out on the racetrack. You see Rex now starting to work his way out there back onto the racetrack. And once again, I talked about this a while ago. We haven't saw the caution here tonight, Hamish. We haven't saw it yet. But if it does happen, Stephen Rex, he's screwed. Like, literally, he is screwed. His Mogard working his way down pit road now for his pit stop. But you don't want to see a caution if you're 3 laps down right now because your race is pretty much fucked. And you do not want to be in that kind of situation, especially when you try to go for 2 in a row and put a statement here on XCAL Webshop Series. Their season here in 2026 is, here we go. McKee and J-Dog working down working down pit road.
Yes, of course, Bear and Rondeletto are going to keep going, of course, as we suspected they would. Now, let's do the maths real quick here. So Matt Bear has gone 57 and 58 laps on both of his stints. For him to go 57 or 58 laps again, that takes him out to roughly lap 172 or 173. And then if the math's correct again, he needs 11 laps of fuel to get home after that. So he's going to have a very short stop. Whether he takes tyres or not, that's the question. Now, do we think, Jake, I think personally, right, depending on how long it takes to take tyres, he would actually be better splitting his final 2 stops and doing 2 shorter runs home than doing a big stop, big long run, and then a short fill. He may actually be better off just splitting them, because that would mean he could cover tyres on both of his stops.
Very good possibility. We'll see what he ends up doing. Is obviously McKee and J-Dog still down pit road. There you see Bear, there you see Rondoletto have yet to make that pit stop. 115, 113, that's when they win. And here's Rex back up here, slides right around Jared Mogard, slides back up into the 6th spot. There you see J-Dog starting to work his way back out on the racetrack. Jack McKee right there as well. There is Ryan Seams. He jumps ahead of all of them. He pitted 10 laps before Jack and J-Dog did. So Ryan Seams starting to help himself up here as well, trying to make it happen. I mean, J-Dog's racing, showing a little bit here tonight now with Ryan Seams jumping up here and trying to get up here in the mix.
Yeah, so Ryan's coming around about 10 laps earlier than everyone else, so he's going to give about 10 laps back at some stage in this race. If he goes for a perfect, let's say 52 laps, that takes him out to around about 204 for a slight splash home. So for Seams, he can do it, but whether he's going to remain in this position or not, that's yet to be answered. It's 2.8 seconds the current gap, but again, he'll get chased down, because that whole train of cars are a massive draft train together. Octavio Rondoletto comes into pit road now. Matt Bear, of course, continues on. We're on to lap 169, nice, of 240. Salute. So Matt Bear will keep going once again, as we suspected, and don't be surprised if he goes another 4 laps before he is in pit road. Oh, and no, he's going to come in now. Okay, so he's in early. He's in early. He's only gone 54 laps on this stint. I think he may try and split the fuel here. He may try and do it if he's going to come in at this point, because it's lap 170 now. He hasn't gone nearly as long as what he previously has.
Yeah, very good possibility out of that. We'll see how it works out for Bear as he works his way down pit road. Rondoletto on pit road as well. Ryan Seams will eventually flip-flop back up here to the front, take back hold of the lead of this race. There is Steven Rex trying to lead Jack McKee and J-Dog. And obviously Jared Mogard trying to lead them back up here to the front. Get up here with Ryan and mix it up as Rondoletto, Bear, they're both still on pit road. And one thing about this is, we're also seeing Jared out there. You can take 4 tires, 3.2 gallon of fuel doesn't slow the stop.
Very interesting.
Interesting little tidbit right there. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Well, it's good information to know, obviously, because I've never been able to call. I've never had the opportunity to call a street stock race. Prior to last week, that was my first one. So I don't know a lot of information about them. I haven't raced the street stock in so long. And I've never been in a race where I've had to take tyres and fuel in them either. So I wasn't actually quite sure of what the numbers were for them. So that means then he doesn't need to split the stop by doing that. So it means he can now push on. He'll go, another 50-odd laps. That'll take him out to lap 220. So he'll only need about 20 laps worth of fuel to get this car home here tonight, it seems. But, with him doing that, and that's him only going 20, that's him only going 50 laps, Jake. If he goes out to his maximum of 57 or 58, as he comes out behind Rondoletto and behind Seams, if he goes his regular 57 or 58, that takes him out to roughly lap 227, we'll say. He only needs 13 laps of fuel. A very, very small amount, covered with tyres. That'd work out well for him.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very good possibility out of that is, see, right there, that is Matthew Bear. And one thing about this, Rondoletto actually got by him. So Rondoletto's actually in front of him now. They're breathing down the back end of Ryan Seams, and they're for a little bit, to be honest with you, Hamish. They were, Ryan Seams had that little bit of a gap, and we were kind of waiting on everybody to kind of close back up. Oh, wow, look at this. Rex shoots that damn thing in there, shoves him up the hill. Bear might actually be jumping up the hill on purpose. Think about that right there, Hamish. Maybe a strategy call. Jump up the hill, do it on purpose, get it behind everybody, and run his race instead of somebody else making him run, the race differently than how he planned it out.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to stick to a plan at the moment, and I do apologise. Because he came in early, I was actually caught off guard, and I completely spaced on bringing him in during his stop. But since he has found himself a nice little gap now, we may just bring him in for a quick chat, and we will confirm with him if he's okay with this when he comes in. King Matthew the Bear, just quickly, is it okay if we chat to you just while you're racing around at this stage?
Yeah, I'm good, brother.
All right, very good. So we've been going back and forth on your fuel strategy all night, being that you went about 57 and 58 laps on the first stop. You've come in earlier this time by. Was that just a strategy call because you knew everyone else was in a train, or you just wanted to offset yourself slightly?
No, you nailed it exactly on the first remark. I had a feeling with everybody pitting anywhere from 10 to 15 laps ahead of me, I was just worried that they would get out there and start running some really hot times potentially, and then whenever I come out of pits, I could be up to 3-4 seconds behind them. I had another probably 2 laps of fuel left in it right there, but I would rather take it the safe way and make sure I'm still in the pack, and that's exactly what we were able to do, fortunately.
So I would assume then you're not going to be willing to come in within the next 10 laps and try and get out of the queue. You'll push this thing on. With our maths as well, you're going to need about 13 laps of fuel roughly to get this car home. Does that number sound pretty well correct at this stage?
Let me take a look.
You're making him give away.
We got 64 left.
Okay, yeah, 64 left at this stage.
Yeah, I'm reading right at about 15.
Okay. Yeah, so we're pretty close.
Yeah.
Which is a
definitely.
pretty significant event. So has that just been, you've just been cruising around the whole race, just trying to save fuel the whole time, or are you thinking that is everyone else pretty in the same position as you? Because, this is pretty fresh to us in terms of such a varying fuel strategy of, is this fuel save, or is everyone in the same boat?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fuel save. That's the thing about these big tracks out here. Whenever you've got the draft that's so predominant and you're just sitting here running in a line, because the bottom is just very good. I mean, it's tough to get a run and clear somebody on the top side. You can get up there and hold fairly well, but to be able to get up there, get around them, and clear them with no help is very, very difficult with the limited amount of horsepower that we have in the car. So my objective right now was to outrun everybody on fuel and be even with Octavio, and I was +1 lap whenever I pitted, so that's going to give me a little bit of extra wiggle room with him. So now it's just going to come down to, when do you make that final stop?
Yeah, I think balancing it out will be, obviously your most hopeful choice, and hopefully your hand's not forced in terms of everyone else being in a train. I would say, for your sake, if it is going to happen and you're able to obviously run long and get laps ahead of them, if there's a caution on a lap that you're still out there and they've already pitted, you're going to be in the money, because only one of them is going to be able to get a wave around, and even then, if you're 2 laps ahead of them, you're not going to be contested. So that's only going to pay off as a benefit for you. But we appreciate you leaving yourself open for a chat tonight, Matt, during the race. I'm sorry we didn't pull you in any earlier. I know you said before you don't like Octavio, you never have, you never will. Has that changed to this point, or are you just, out of spite, are you just going to try and win this thing ahead of him tonight?
I've got something up my sleeve I'm going to try to pull out before the end of the race. I'm just waiting for the right time to deploy it and make sure that I've got what I need to get to the end.
Okay, well, we'll see how that plays out for you. Thanks so much, Matt. We'll see where you are at the end, and we'll see if we're having a chat to you post-race as well.
All right, brother. Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Well, King Matthew the Bear there, Jake. Very cool, calm and collected at this stage as he runs alongside one of his rivals in the field, Octavio Rondoletto. It's almost haunting how calm he was, and that he's so confident in himself tonight that what is up his sleeve? What has he got to pull out here that is going to maybe get himself a race win this evening?
Well, and, you know, the cool thing about that, or the weird thing about it, was right after he got through talking to us, he went and dove it to the inside right there at Rondoletto. I was just waiting for him, oh, yeah, this is what's up my sleeve, and then just turn right and just shove his ass into the wall. That would have been interesting, to say the least, out of all of that. But, yeah, I mean, you know, the King, you know, I mentioned it, you know, a while ago when you was trying to get the strategy and everything else out of it. There's not a whole lot of drivers that'll sit there, you know, well, you know, how many laps do you think you got left on it? There's a lot of people will probably just say, you know what, piss on you. I'm not going to tell you how many laps I've got left, you know, because that screws my strategy up, screws up what I'm doing. But Matt seems like he's very calm, cool, collected, honestly, about it, to where he really doesn't care if anybody else does that strategy or not. He's got his strategy, and that's what he's working towards right here. With lap 186 coming to 187 at 240 here tonight. If he sticks to his strategy, Hamish, I'm with you, buddy. I think he's got this some bitch lined up.
Well, I think what Matt probably knows, and maybe some other drivers overlook sometimes, if the other drivers in the field have got a spotter, it only takes that spotter to look at the numbers of when he's come into pit lane to do the quick maths, just like we've done on the broadcast, to figure out, well, how many laps is he getting out of this thing? Where does that put him towards the end? How much fuel is he going to need? And you get a rough estimate of how much fuel he's going to have at the end. And again, just simple maths, putting the numbers down on the piece of paper for yourself, and figuring out that's a job of a spotter. You know, it's a job that I do every week on a Thursday night for my own team. And learning that, if you are a spotter out there for drivers, whether you own the car or whether you're a friend of one of the drivers and you're doing their spotting, learning those numbers and learning, you know, focusing on, well, hang on, he's come in this lap, and this lap. You've come in so much earlier. How much fuel is he saving over you? Oh, he's saving a lot. He's going to have a big advantage at the end. And it doesn't really matter if he answers the question or not, because we know how many laps more he's going to need of fuel because we've done the maths. So I never quite understood people trying to keep it close to their chest, Jake, because it's not a secret if you look at the information that's in front of you and you do the investigation.
Yeah, but you got a hell of a lot more time on your hands than I do, Hamish, so I'll just cut you. I'll cut you a lot of a break on that.
I'm doing that whilst I'm focusing on drivers, thinking of things to say, literally working it out as we go along. That is what it is. I'm doing the maths as we go along here, and it's like, yeah, it makes sense actually why he's done this. We are 51 laps from the end. It'll be 50 laps to go when we cross the strike here, Jake. So we've done well to get to this point of the race. An hour and 28 minutes and change into this thing. And these drivers, they are hauling ass right now. And they are pushing on towards the end. Can Steven Rex win? I think Matt Bear's strategy may get him into a race-winning position tonight. But we'll have to wait and see if he's got his ducks lined up and if he's reloaded himself to a full caliber race-winning position.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how that ends up working out for him. I mean, you know, but obviously, you know, you got Rondoletto right there smack dab in the mix as well. And certainly that possibility of a caution could come out within the next 30 laps. You know, that could play a huge factor into how this race ends up. You know, if caution comes out, that strategy and shit, it goes right out the door. It literally does. As you see Ryan Seams still trying to peek his nose down there, take a shot, try to throw Rex off a little bit. Mind you, with Ryan Seams up 11 spots from where he started here in this race. Up 11 spots. That is huge right there for Ryan Seams in the 131. I think I might have said a while ago, I might have screwed up somehow or another that said 23. All I saw was a damn 3. But, you know, 131 of Ryan Seams, that would be huge for Ryan Seams to be able to come up here and get up 11 spots and make it work. and get up here, maybe even get 12 somehow or another, hit Rex in the ass, knock him up the hill. And, and if it was to come out like this, and Bear wasn't able to save enough, or however it may be, but still, Ryan Seams, perfect spot right here to get him a podium if all things work out.
So the one thing, it's Matt Bear right now actually will be a man of two minds. He'll be a man in the mind of, I want a caution, but I want it to happen whilst everyone's already done their last stop and I haven't pitted yet. And he'll be under the thought of, I don't want a caution right now because everyone's going to come into pit lane, everyone's going to take their stop, I'm going to have my advantage, but my advantage will be null and void because I'll be at the front, but everyone will be on my tail. So for Matt Bear, he wants a caution, but he also doesn't want one. He wants it on a periodic basis. It's the 10 laps between him pitting and the cars behind him pitting prior to his stop. So he's got one window of, this is when it can happen. If it's not going to happen in this window, don't happen at all, because otherwise it will absolutely screw him out of this strategy tonight, and it will put a lot more pressure on him. Will it ride him out of the race? It won't ride him out, but it will put a whole lot more pressure on him that could possibly ride him out if he's not careful, as we have 44 laps to go, lap 197 of 240. We've nearly hit lap 200, and we've got one more stop left in this race. Who's going to come out on top? Will it be Rex? Will it be Bear? Will it be Rondoletto or more? Only time will tell, and will we get that crucial caution before the end of this race?
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting point out of this, Hamish, is, what is going to happen here with XCAL. We learned last week, basically, like I said earlier, don't catch chickens before they hatch. So we have no idea. We have no idea what is going to happen. We saw it last week. We thought we had this sumbitch lined up down West Sunday. It turns out we were wrong. Caution come out. It flipped the script on the race, and and it was game over after that. And then obviously the rest was history. So, but for the most part, all 8 of these old boys up here, it's tamed. It's very, very tamed. For the most part, it's damn. As soon as I say that, Ryan Seams gets loose, jumps out of line. He may be out of gas. 152, no, he ain't out of gas. Well, depending on how much gas he took. There we go. We got the 3 jumping in. David Malgi going in. Ryan Seams going in right here. Maybe they planned this sumbitch out to where they could have it for the last 40 laps, and go right here. And will they take tires? Will it just be gas, or will they take 2 tires? 2 tires? How's it going to work out? Only time will tell.
I think they're going to take 4 tires. If it's covered by 3.2 gallons, they're going to take 4 tires. I mean, they might as well. They're going to take that much fuel and then some to get this car home. So they may as well put some fresh rubber on board those cars, because if they don't, I'll be honest with you, I think they're going to be dead in the water, Jake, because they're not going to have any grip under them to push on. Everyone else will be on fresh rubber. Everyone else will be able to push on forward as well. Stephen Rex Glass came in on lap 157. We expect him in at lap 209 or around about. Jack McKee last came in on lap 162. He's been roughly running 54 laps each portion of his stint, so we expect him in at lap 216. We then look to Matt Bear. Last came in on lap 169, but we know he can go 57 laps on a tank of gas. Do the maths for you. It is roughly lap 226 that we expect him into pit lane, which works out to be 15 laps to go in this race. So it's going to be tight, it's going to be tough, but for Matt Bear, he's going to have at least 10 laps extra of fuel that he doesn't need to take in that car comparatively to everyone else around him.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to close out my calculator, because apparently you got this shit figured out, Hamish. So congratulations on being able to do all that behind the scenes. That's why you're one of the best in the business, obviously, with the Aussie, Hamish Monroe, getting her done here tonight. Coach commentating and producing, Redneck National Jake Reeves here with MotorMouth Broadcasting. We're in for a dandy here tonight. Stephen Rex still leads it. Still got the best lap of the race, 26 flat. Jack McKee right behind him. He's got a 26 flat as well, but not as good as Rex's. And King Matt Bear right behind him back there, sitting on the 4th spot. J-Dog actually separating McKee and Bear. But Bear, run a 26 flat as well. So a lot of 26 flats out there. Richie Joplin hit one as well. Matter of fact, as soon as I say that, Richie Joplin going down pit road, but he was way off from this pack, jumping down pit road to get him some service. When will these old boys pit? That will be the key. 157 was the last time Rex went. McKee went at 162. J-Dog went at 162. And Mogard 161. Rondoletto is at the back of this pack. So only time will tell when they pit, how they go in. Do they go in with 3 or 4 of them and somebody hits somebody in the ass? I mean, how does it work out? I mean, it's basically a waiting game at this point, Hamish. I mean, all this is basically a waiting game just to see how the strategy ends up working out.
Oh, that's pretty much what it is. As we hit 207 or 240, it's a waiting game of we're not going to know who is in their real position until after this final pit stop in this race, because that's where the strategy games fully come together. It's where, you know, the glue finally settles on the little puzzle that you've put yourself together, and then that's where we know where everybody stands and where their strategy is at play. We do want to take this time, though, speaking of strategy, to give a quick thank you to our stream sponsors, of course, here at MotorMouth Broadcasting, DRE Digital Race Engineer. They can take all the math work out for you and help you figure out the fuel strategy that you need to get your car home. As well, to the Roasted Record down in Florida, go get yourself a nice espresso or a coffee and buy yourself a record as well. You can get some tunes and brews alongside each other. And as well, to Track Cams by Gourmet. You can check them out. They've got some great on-track cameras and in-car cameras too to help your broadcast get better and better. We also want to give a shout out to the series sponsors of XCAL, of course the XCAL IAAP Individual Achievement Awards program, as well to J-Dog's Carpentry Admin Box and Flaming Karma Paint Shop as well. Massive thank you to those guys for supporting the series of XCAL Racing, iRacing's premier street stock organisation. The 2026 XCAL Racing Webshop Series. We had the XCAL Racing 420 season opener last week out at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And tonight we are racing out at the wondrous, absolutely wondrous Rockingham Speedway. First time I've been able to call a race here, and it has been exceptional here tonight. 4 sets of tyres on offer to them. A $325 purse as well is on offer as they've been going racing here tonight, of course. No quick repairs have been going for them here tonight. It is the XCAL Racing 240 at the Ham, and we have got 30 laps to go here at Rockingham Speedway.
Yeah, I mean, and the laps have literally clicked off big time. I mean, hell, we started at 8 o'clock. Green flag was at 8 o'clock Eastern time, mind you. Now we're at 9:41 Eastern time, and literally the damn race is almost over with. Almost 2 hours into this damn thing, and it's almost over. And up front, you got the 23 right there. That's Jack McKee. Rex, he has went down pit road, obviously, so he'll be coming out here very, very soon. Already 2 laps down on the field. So when will Stephen Rex come out? David Malgy's already went. Ryan Seams, Richie Joplin, all these old boys coming out. There comes Stephen Rex back on the racetrack, and he should be good to go all the way down to the end of it. And so Stephen Rex, tried to mix it up, make something happen one way or another. One thing, and obviously Gerald Poole, great call out there on the live chat. Octavio, there you see it, 48. Has he been hoarding the lap or so, saving fuel or anything for that matter? What do you think, Hamish?
Yeah, I think that it's something obviously to consider. I did think about it just before. By the way, I'd like to call out, I picked the lap number that Stephen Rex come into absolute perfection. He came in at lap 209, so tap on the back for me. For Rondoletto, I think I thought about it before, that is definitely a factor still. I don't think Matt Bear's going to be alone at the front. I think Octavio will be there, but how far back will he be on Bear? Well, that's still a question that's yet to be answered. So we'll find that out after this final stop. It is 26 laps to go here out at Rockingham Speedway. We expect Jack McKee and J-Dog Seams to come in the next few laps. We also expect Mogard in. We expect Matt Bear and Rondoletto to keep on pushing on a little bit more. But where they end up, that's going to be a tough question. Stephen Rex's time was a 41.72 on his final stop. He's got about 12 seconds over David Malgy, who we've seen tonight be, he's been just splitting his stops across the race. For my money, I think Matt Bear may have a 5-second advantage over Stephen Rex when he comes out of pit lane. Wait and see.
Very good possibility, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, with Rondeletto is there. You see the front three, Jack McKee, Jared Mogard, and J-Dog Seams working their way down pit road for the final time here tonight at Rockingham, here at the Ham. And look at them racing each other right there. Mogard almost ended up getting in the back door. Jack McKee, I mean, that's how tight they're racing right here on pit road, trying to get every little advantage that they can. As there comes Matt Bear. Bear's going to go in first over Rondeletto.
I know why.
Damn.
He's come in.
Well, let us know.
He's come in because McKee, Mogard, and Seams are going to come out in a pack together. So he wants to come in now, so he's not caught out there on his own, just like Rondeletto is. And he doesn't want to get caught out there where he's got no one to draft train with. Where when he comes out of pit road, he's going to have someone to draft train with because Mogard, McKee, and Seams are going to come out with him. This is brilliant strategy from Matt Bear because now that Rondeletto's stuck on his own, he's going to be at the behest of the other cars around him.
Honestly, Hamish, I think that's why they call him the king.
It might be.
Honestly, I think we're learning real damn quick right here. Second week in the season, check him out right there. Lights him up on the pit road.
Look at that. 22.48 seconds stop for him. So, in fact, it was a 20-second advantage over Stephen Rex. So, barely any fuel was needed in Matt Bear's car. As we said, he has taken tyres. Ryan Seams got a bit loose there through turn 2. And that is where Matt Bear has come out, just ahead of some lap traffic. He is on his lonesome at this stage, but so is Rondeletto, who's coming into pit lane now. So it's about to light up because Matt Bear is 2 laps down on him. Let's see where he ends up in comparison to Rondeletto and if the undercut has worked out well for him. I think it has. I think this is brilliant because he's going to have warm tyres. Rondeletto's are going to be stone cold. Just like Steve Austin when he comes out of pit lane, and they're maybe glass shattering on a race-winning prospect for the Argentinian.
Very good possibility. There you see Matt Bear starting to work his way around, and eventually will end up passing by Rondeletto, the showman. Rondeletto's still on pit road. Here comes Bear off of turn number 4, coming this time with 19 laps to go. And Bear is going to slide right across the line. Rondeletto coming out of the pits. This could get interesting right here. Honestly, Hamish, there you see Bear shooting down through here. Here's Rondeletto. Rondeletto beat him out of the pits. Will he be able to hold him off? No, Bear sends it going into turn number 3. But watch this, though. Like you mentioned, stone cold on the tires. But if Rondeletto can somehow or another stay in the draft and get some grip, he may have a shot at King Matthew Bear.
He may have a shot, but it's now come down to a 2-horse race. It was down from 7 cars to 5, and now it's down to 2 between Matt Bear and Octavio Rondeletto. If a caution is thrown within the next 9 laps, it's going to compress the whole field, and it is going to push them back together again. It'll take the advantage away from them, and it will take away a 2-horse race to the end for this one. We know that Matt Bear doesn't like Octavio Rondeletto. He caught him in the guardrail at Concord under the flag stand and was taken out early by him. So for Bear, this he would feel is a long time coming in terms of getting one up over Octavio Rondeletto and getting himself above this week's pole sitter. 2 poles in a row for Octavio, but it's coming down to the 2 front runners who started on the front row tonight, Jake. It's pretty rare that happens.
Yeah, very, very rare to see that right there. And Bear tried to mix it up. And yeah, Rondeletto, baby, he is there. He is there. He is literally up his back door. And, you know, as you mentioned, obviously, these two old boys, they have had beef in the past. What will Bear do? Well, this is going to be interesting as hell right here to see what happens, because I love it when people have had beef in the past and then we end up seeing something like this right here happen. What's going to happen? Obviously, Gerald Poole out there. Octavio is the GOAT. Is he going to be the GOAT tonight? That will be the question, Hamish. With 15 laps to go, Bear leads. Rondoletto, they got a 10-second gap over third and fourth and fifth and all the way through the fucking field. This is literally, like you called it, a two-horse race up here at the front.
Well, of course, one thing we haven't spoken about tonight too much was the lack of Justin Bird, who impressed us last week. Who was that on the side of the road? That was Jared Mogard with a meatball flag, but he has now towed back to pit road. Oh, God. Okay, so that thing was already cooked. He nearly took out Stephen Rex. He nearly took him out. So there's more to this. There is more at play. So what has happened? Hang on, no, it was already cooked. He's already cooked.
It was way before this.
It's way before. He was running up high. So what has happened?
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, has Joe Campbell got him? Has Joe Campbell got his revenge on Mogard? Oh my God, he did! He did! He got him!
We got beef!
We waited for it! We waited for it all race last week, and we nearly missed it tonight. Joe Campbell got his revenge on Jared Mogard for what happened at Charlotte last week. My God.
Dang it. And think about this for a second. Campbell's still out there on the racetrack. You already got Mogard. Matt Bear's up there leading this thing.
Oh, he is.
Think about that for a second.
We
Campbell.
can't.
Where's Campbell?
My God.
Where's Campbell?
There he is. He's amongst this pack.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I mean, I don't think he'll get Bear tonight. But just when you least expect it, you love to see that right there, honestly. You really love to see that, Hamish. When they just at least expect it. They're just riding along like, hey, bam! There it is. Literally blindside the hell out of him. And Jared Mogard, who was going to have a decent finish here this evening, he ain't going to get shit. He's going to finish back in the 13th spot and possibly worse than that.
He is going to finish worse than that because he's got a meatball flag and there's no fast repairs. So Sean Andrews is going to get past him. Jared Mogard's going to finish 14th in this race. I don't see him rejoining in the next 10 laps. So if you're Matt Bear, watch your back for the next few weeks because Joe Campbell is coming for you. He's already got his back on. He already got his comeuppance onto Jared Mogard when we least expected it. We'd forgotten about it. We'd forgotten of, oh yeah, that's right. He had beef with him, and now it's come back to bite him. And Joe Campbell got his revenge at the perfect moment. Couldn't have happened at a better time for Joe. He's planned that out this whole race. He waited until the end, and he took out Mogard.
Well, he was he was going to get one of them. I would have thought, maybe he listened to Bear in the pre-race and, Bear apologized to him. So maybe he probably might cut, the King some slack. But I bet you Mogard and him, I'm sure they didn't exchange any words because, like you said last week, Hamish, what got Joe Campbell back in that situation that he was in last week at Charlotte? It all started with Jared Mogard.
Yep.
So there you go. There it is. He waited. He got him at the right damn time. And Joe Campbell ends up sending Jared Mogard. And Mogard is down in the 14th spot. You mentioned it. Andrews was able to go by him. He goes to 13th. And Mogard gets set back to 14th, which is where he will finish here this evening. Damn. Wow. He got his revenge. He got his ass. And I'm sure Joe Campbell probably feels a little bit better about it all now.
Oh, I bet you he does. I bet you he does. I would too. And he planned for it. Now, what's not been planned is the sort of pressure that Octavio Rondoletto is putting on Matt Bear here. 6 laps to go, and it is all on for young and old at the top two. It'll be 5 to go. They've got 10.6 seconds back to P3, so it is a proper one-on-one battle for the race win here tonight at Rockingham Speedway. And if Matt Bear can pull out this win, it'll be an all-timer because he strategized his way to the front, as did Rondoletto. Both of them started on the front row. They've swapped positions. Remembering that Bear started P2, he was outside on the front row. Octavio was on the pole, on the inside of the front row. They've now swapped positions, and Matt Bear's gone to the race lead. 4 laps to go here at Rockingham, and it is anyone's game between them.
Yeah, I mean, Rondoletto, will he put the bumper to him, knock him out of the way like he has in the past? Or will Matt Bear end up holding on to this damn thing and getting the win here tonight at Rockingham? Only time will tell. 10 seconds ahead of the field. One thing they don't want to do, Hamish, Rondoletto doesn't want to get into Bear and then both of them wreck and then end up costing one of them the race. I mean, Rondoletto's got to think about this. How does he want to make the pass? Where does he want to do it? Or does he want to just literally drive straight through his ass? I mean, he is there. He is there. He is on his back door to the right side, up top, maybe looking down to the bottom. He is all over the place, wearing out the back door of the King, Matt Bear. Bear hits the apron, slides up. It's 2 to go at the line.
2 more laps of the ham here for Rockingham Speedway. And 2 more laps for Matt Bear to survive the onslaught from Octavio Rondoletto. The showman is putting it all over him at the moment. Gives him a little bump on the inside. He wants an inside run here at turn 3. Can he get it up on the 6-7 car? The 4-8 comes through. The Argentinian to the race lead. What can Matt Bear do with the white flag coming out this time by? He's got one chance, one opportunity to get this job done. He doesn't want Mum Spaghetti on his sweater. He wants to get himself a race win, but he's going to have to work for it.
Oh, my God, door banging coming off of turn number 2. Rondoletto down on the bottom, almost getting right rear hooked. Bear tags him in the tailgater, in the back bumper rather. Bear shoots up. He smacks the wall. The showman, Rondoletto, off of turn number 4, comes to the line. He wins round 2 here with XCAL Webshop Series with the street stocks. Damn it, boy, what a race. Matthew Bear shot right by him like he was sitting still after the flag. He's got to be absolutely PO'd about the whole thing. But the showman, Rondoletto, able to get it done. Bear had the lead, and now he doesn't have it anymore. He will finish in the P2 spot. Jack McKee able to come out of this with a solid P3 here tonight. J-Dog Seams with 4th. And Stephen Rex, T-Rex rather, ends up finishing in the P5 spot. Damn. What a finish right there, Hamish. What a finish, buddy.
Well, there's our podium. Rondoletto, Matt Bear, and Jack McKee. The top 3 here tonight. All in the original street stock car, by the way. None of the new street stocks are in the top 3 this evening. Interesting fact for you. And shout out Joe Campbell. Beef.
There you go.
Big Beef Joe. Yep.
We got beef.
He got.
And I don't think Mogart will be messing with him anymore, to be honest with you. What the? Damn, that was some fast ass clapping right there, Hamish. God.
So we went
Didn't
all
sound
the way.
like clapping if I had to tell you anything, but anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, went the whole race, by the way, without a pace car. So green the whole way here tonight. And, well, what a race win for Octavio Rondoletto. That's Dragon Octavio now, our race winner. Octavio Rondoletto, congratulations. Race win here this evening. You put everything together tonight. You had it tough with Matt Bear. You guys were getting into it in the last few laps, but you were the one that came out on top. Congratulations. Pole to race win.
Good evening, Hamish. Yeah, the race was what I was expecting for. It always here it's about saving fuel and having the best run in the last one. I always finish in the same way with Matt. One year he wins, 1 year I win. I think it's, I don't know, man. I think he's a little mad. You can ask him what happened because I think I did it well. I don't think I did something weird. I mean, we had the worst finish than this. He was pushing me into the wall many times. I don't know why he's mad about a little touch. When I got the inside, I was pretty clear. I think if he runs his mouth all race that he have more fuel and then you lose the race, that's the reason he's mad. But it is what it is. It's 6-car racing. It's every week. Yeah, interesting and fun. I have fun here. They get mad. they get mad every week, but I enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
Well, I mean, I mean, if you're getting enjoyment out of it, that's the main thing. Tough battle between you and Matt. I don't think this rivalry's over and done with just yet, and I think this is going to continue on throughout the rest of the season. So we look forward to seeing it develop across, the rest of the season right here with us at MotorMouth Broadcasting. Octavio, though, it's a great win for yourself. Congratulations. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Well, thank you to Flaming Camera Racing, Bad 500, Navy Joe Coffee, XCAL Racing, Webshop, and XCAL Racing sponsors. Well, you guys for broadcasting an amazing race, for the amazing job you do. I mean, and well, to every sponsor of the league, Adam for making it possible, and congratulations to Matt and Jack for the podium.
Well, congratulations, Octavio Rondoletto, our race winner here this evening. Thanks so much for coming over to chat to us, Octavio. Next up, it's P2 on the road, who came only just into P2, by the way. It was very, very close, but there seems to have been some heat between them. And we mentioned it, Jake, there's beef. And we'll see if that pays out for the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and I'll take this one. King Matthew Bear, buddy. I mean, you come home P2. Obviously, I'm sure you're disappointed in that. What more? I'm probably going to regret asking this question, but what more did you need to try to hold off Rondoletto right there and get the win?
I didn't need nothing to hold him off. I was going to pass him cleanly on the top side coming to the line, and then he just absolutely drove through me and won like I wasn't even there. I mean, New Year, same scumbag. Why am I not surprised? I mean, ridiculous, man. He drives it in, doesn't lift, drives through me. If I'm not there, he's running the wall over. So he can say whatever he wants to. He can make up whatever excuses he wants in any language. He's a dumbass, like plain and simple. Like that's terrible driving, but I'm not surprised by that scumbag.
We got beef. I think we got beef. I mean, so obviously, Matt, obviously there is beef, and there probably will be beef for quite some time. I mean, how do you, what's the word I'm looking for here? How do you try to mend it? I mean, is there any possible way to mend it, or is both of you just going to be
He's
at
been
each
like
other's
this
fucking
for
throats?
5 years. He's a scumbag. He drives like he's the only car on track, and he's the only one that matters. I mean, he's done this for 5 years. The longer you're here, the more you're going to see it happen. He'll just drive through your bumper, do whatever, shows no respect on track, has no class. But I'm the problem, and he's going to find out soon that I am going to be the problem, because he's not going to win any against me like that the rest of the year like that. He will find the wall quicker than you can count to 3.
Damn. All righty. Well, King Matthew Bear, showing some serious attitude out of this, and well deserved. We still hella well deserved P2 here tonight. Matt, buddy, congratulations on the finish. Appreciate your time. Real quick, thank your sponsors and any shout outs, bud.
Yeah, man, I don't really have any sponsors. Jester Racing, Brent putting this on for us every week, and J Dog's Carpentry, XCAL Webshop, Aaron for putting this on every week and putting up with our complaining and everything. Admin Box, Track Cams, Sim Racer Hub, and anybody else that I'm missing and forgetting, I apologize. But
Alrighty, well, King Matthew Bear coming home with a P2 here tonight. Matt, buddy, congratulations on the finish. Appreciate your time. We'll see you next week.
yes, sir. Great win, Octavio. Highly impressive.
Oh, wow. Damn it, boy, Hamish. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna be honest.
You can get Jack now.
Honestly, I feel bad. I feel bad for Matt. I seriously do. I sympathize with him.
Rondoletto wants to see the replay. He's asking out there on the live chat. He wants to see the replay. Is there a way you could pull up a replay and show us what
sure,
the hell's the deal here?
I can show that. Let's find it very, very quickly here. Here we go. So this is the replay of the move that got Rondoletto the race lead.
Uh-huh.
So
Let's see. Never
Comes
touches it.
down.
Never touches it. But does he put him in the wall? That's the question. Does he put Matt Bear on the wall?
Well, we need to watch it because they're still side by side. They enter turn 1, still side by side. Gives him a little bump.
Oh, shit.
Gives him a bump. He runs high. He's then trying to get back on him. Gave him a little knock, but then he gives him a knock again and knocks him up in the wall.
Well, Hamish, I mean, you know me, baby. I'm old school, and I'm, from the South and everything else. I'm sure Bear's pissed about that one right there, but oh shit! I didn't see that at the end of it, but I think I'll tell you what. You get Jack, and I'll give my final thoughts after this. Go ahead. You get Jack, buddy.
Well, next up, we have got Jack McKee, P3 this evening. Jack, congratulations. P3 on the road here tonight. Well done to you, sir. Great run home, up one position, finishing just ahead of your teammate, J-Dog Seams. How good does it feel to get on that podium this evening?
It feels pretty good. It's a pretty cool race. Very long race. But yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Well, we know that you debuted last year at Lanier in 2025. You've been instructed to hit Matt Bear and Kyle Martin back then. Have you had any sort of instructions like that again previously, or have you been settled in now to just trying to run your race and get some good results out of it, because you've done that here tonight and you've done well to get that done?
Yeah. I didn't really try to hit anybody, or haven't been requested to, but yeah, I don't yeah.
But this is I'm assuming this was back when you were at Lanier in 2025 that you were instructed to do that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that was just a joke, but
well, USA International Speedway next week. What are you going to be able to take away from tonight and apply to next week's race at USA? Because obviously Rockingham's a bit bumpy, quite high speed. Is there anything you're going to be able to possibly take away from tonight and heading into the short track action next week at USA?
possibly save some more fuel. It looked like Octavio and Bear saved a lot more fuel than I did, and they were just up there further on the last fuel stop. I might try to do that at USA. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think fuel save's going to be pretty effective for a short track, and that's going to help you out in the long run in pit lane. What are you hoping to get out of this season, obviously? I mean, third place tonight. Are you hoping now you can try and get yourself a race win as well at some point? And if you can, which track do you think it might be able to come at for you? Like, which one are you feeling strongest at across the next 28 rounds?
I like Lanier, I like South Boston, I like all those smaller compact racetracks, short track racing. I'm not very used to these bigger tracks such as this, but yeah.
Well, we look forward to seeing how you do go at those short tracks, namely next week at USA. Maybe you can get yourself a P2 or even a race win as well. And best of luck in learning and getting more of that fuel save game as well. Was there anything that came out of tonight that you think maybe could have gone better for you? Because we've had beef between the top two, so we've gone from top two having beef together. Is there anyone you've got beef out there with on the circuit, or is it you cool, calm, and collected and just trying to push on and run your season?
You damn shit starter. All right.
Yeah, I wasn't really disappointed with anybody there. I could see that those guys weren't very happy with each other with the finish there, but yeah, I was pretty calm. Didn't really have to fight with anybody.
Well, that's great to hear. Well, Jack, best of luck next week out at USA International Raceway. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Sim Racer Hub, Flamin' Karma's Paint for this beautiful paint scheme, Admin Box, J-Dogs, Carpentry, XCAL Webshop, and I want to thank you guys for broadcasting.
Well, thanks so much, Jack. Best of luck next time out at USA. Jack McKee, P3 here this evening, one spot up from where he started in P4. It's a great effort here tonight. Congratulations.
Well, damn, Hamish. Good Lord. All right. Hamish, buddy, I'm telling you, that was was a pretty damn wild one. I'll get my final take in the outro, but I want to get your final take on XCAL's second, well, round two, more or less. I mean, hell, it's turned into a bunch of fucking boxing matches, to be honest with you. But your final take on round two here tonight at Rockingham.
Well, we got beef, don't we? We've got beef. We finally had the release of Joe Campbell getting his revenge on Jared Mogard. Whether he will get revenge on Matt Bear or not, that is yet to be told. But we got that one done and dusted. Their biff is now finished. Whether they're going to have another biff at some point, that is up to those drivers. But what we do know is Matt Bear and Octavio Rondoletto do not like each other. And that is going to be a rivalry to continue throughout the rest of this season and probably into years to come as well. It's not one that's going to end anytime soon. It's not one that's going to end nicely. And realistically, Jake, it's only ever going to end when one of them leaves the league. I mean, that in my mind, it's that heated. I don't see it fixing itself. They're just going to have to keep on racing each other, keep on bettering each other, going one over the other. And it will only ever end until one of them leaves. And realistically, that is the purest form of a rivalry. And it makes me so hungry to see what's going to happen throughout the rest of this season, because we could have some major beef, some major blow-ups. And if they could, I think tonight, Matt Bear and Rondoletto would have had a punch on in pit lane if that was possible.
Damn it, boy! Yeah, that would have been killer to actually put on here. We may end up having the chat or the channel banned at that point, but I mean, I would have loved to seen it. To be honest with you, look, my take out of the whole deal, I don't really see it. You know, Hamish, you know me. I'm gonna speak my mind, and I'm gonna say what I think. I'll say I don't know what the fuck Matt's mad about. I really don't. I don't know what Matt is upset about. I can't see it. I really cannot see it. Rondoletto set it on the bottom. Bear tried to literally run him all the way down to the wall. I mean, Rondoletto was there. I mean, yeah, and eventually, did he get loose? Did he slide up in 1 and 2? Did he kind of slide up and somewhat shove him up the hill? Yeah, but it's the last lap. I mean, you're going for it. He didn't necessarily stuff him in the fence, and I may get some backlash from Bear on that one. But, I mean, I just don't see it. I don't see the egregious driving right there. I just don't see it. I can understand why he'd be pissed. I mean, he had a great strategy going, but it's just, I mean, I don't know. You just hate to see it. Well, actually, you love to see it. In my opinion, you love to see it, with all that and what it's going to produce over the next 27 weeks. So there's no telling what's going to happen. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You thought this was interesting? You ain't seen shit yet. Wait for the next 27 weeks and let's see what happens. But, folks, that's going to do it for this broadcast here on MotorMouth Broadcasting. Got to thank, obviously, all the sponsors. Everybody's been talking about them all night long. I mean, just so many great sponsors. And, so many of them that we're going to get to learn them. Me and Hamish is going to get to learn them. Hamish has learned a good bit of them over the past, past couple of weeks. So, but I'm going to get to learn them more and more over the next 27 weeks, hopefully. And, absolute blast. Drivers, honestly, put on a hell of a show, hell of a finish, to be honest with you. You fans coming out here on live chat here on MotorMouth Broadcasting, thank you very much to each and every one of you. Like and subscribe. Keep up with everything going on with XCAL Webshop Series. And obviously, thank you to Aaron and Jim Cunningham for allowing us to come in here, call these races, be ourselves, entertain you, the fans, and see some pretty wild shit. I ain't going to lie on that one. From my good buddy, Hamish Monroe, co-commentating and producing. I'm the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Said, as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Oh, baby, we got beef. Oh, Hamish, hold up. I got to ring the bell one more time, baby. We got beef and ham here tonight. Got beef. Oh, baby, are we going to have beef next week when we go to USA International? Next Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live and only on MotorMouth Broadcasting. Good God almighty, we just getting started.